Chairman Rose decided to finally be evil, even though we all knew that he was going to be the problem going in, but he didn't cause any problems until the very last, like, 5 to 10 minutes of the game. But before any of that, there was legitimately nothing to follow. You went from town to town, getting your gym badges, battling the occasional rival within beat or hop, maybe the occasional Marnie the 2 or 3 times that she showed up, and that was pretty much it. We've been complaining about this for years now, but it really didn't help that Team Yell wasn't an evil team. They never showed up throughout most of the game, to be honest with you. What's funny to me, though, is that Team Star technically also wasn't evil. However, they managed to make way more compelling stories and way more compelling threats. So, yeah, this is not a conversation at all. Now, I will give Sword and Shield this little clue. At the very least, it had a very obvious and direct antagonist. Scarlet and Violet, on the other hand, didn't really have an antagonist at all. And yet, the android versions of the dead professors are way more compelling than Chairman Rose literally will ever be. No way. Literally will ever be. Sorry, but no way in. Sword and Shield is not. The next topic that I have on hand is
Kenyon, I went to get the milk, but the catch is I actually came back. Unlike my dad. Wow. Kenyon, that is one hell of a backlore. I'll tell you what. As a dad, because I'm a dad, you know, the goes get milk. I always come back with the milk. Fengy. Navigo. No, girl. Ow, Fang, fuck. When my dad didn't go get the milk, what did your dad get instead? Never met my dad. That's sad, bro. Do you feel like that affects you now, or do you wish you did, or are you ever going to track him down, or do you not care? Because I have a dad, right? And but the thing is, like, I have to leave my dad behind in Peru when I came to America. And I hated that for a long time. And then I had a stepdad, and my stepdad was chill. And now I talk to my regular dad on Facebook. I talk to him because it's easy to talk to him through Facebook. Yeah, and I have good conversations with him and stuff like that. And it's not his fault that that I left with my mom and shit to the U.S. It's the choice he had to make. But I try to talk to him daily. I fuck cat that hurt. My cat just bit my ankle. Wait, yes. I'm not from the U.S. No, I live in the U.S., but I'm not from the U.S. Your sister ain't gonna make it. Fengi, no seas gordito. I just watched this and it was beautiful. I can't click on it or it'll take me out of the stream. What was it? Kilala, don't be gross. Kilala, don't be gross. Kilala. You need to chill, Kilala. Ex-sister. It's getting hardcore. Oh fuck. That was super lucky. What the fuck? Baller. What's up, Roblox? Hentai hero just took a hard ass punch. Hilala. Hilala.
Especially as a kid who grew up watching the Polar Express and Ice Age movies. To me,
Yo,
the
what's
Arctic
your
seemed
deepest,
like this
darkest
magical
secret?
place
Mine?
that barely
I can't tell
anyone
you.
ever
It's
went
too
to.
secrety.
It makes you wonder what kind of creatures really are out there and the stories behind their encounters. From the possibility of living woolly mammoths to giant polar bears,
I
welcome
think I
to
have
our
too many.
secret is iceberg. Alright, let's get
I
straight
have
into
more
it
than
now with
one
the first
deepest,
feature,
darkest
Tier
secret.
1, woolly mammoths. The woolly mammoth, which is probably the most famous creature from the Ice Age, has long been considered extinct, with the last known populations disappearing around 4,000 years ago. Despite considered extinct for thousands of years, though, some people firmly believe that these creatures can still be found in the remote places of Siberia. This belief is fueled by occasional stories and supposed sightings that come from local folklore and even some TV programs devoted to this kind of stuff. For instance, rumors from the 1940s mentioned military pilots spotting a small herd of mammoth-like animals in Yakutia, and in 1978, a group claimed to have seen about a dozen mammoths drinking from the same river. One of the most detailed stories, though, comes from the Casca First Nation in British Columbia. This story tells of a family constantly on the move, hunting for beaver, with their journey taking a dark turn one evening when the
Damn,
mother,
bro, they're
carrying her
all
baby
fucking
alone,
flare blitzing my ass.
successfully pregnant
You
alive.
can give me a
Dumping a
perma
massive herd of
power
snakes on the river to a
or
mammoth
useful
nursery,
for
attracted by the scent.
perma power. I don't think I can
In a
give you
desperate move to
much more.
survive, she throws the meat away to distract the
There
beast
is one
before
higher
rushing
level of
back to the
mods,
camp
right?
to warn her family. Her husband, being skeptical of the mammoth's existence, dismisses her fears until he ends up facing the mammoth himself,
I don't think
which
you can
ends up
permaban
costing him
though.
his life. The narrative escalates as the widow, with their child, seeks refuge in a nearby village. The villagers, who recognize the imminent threat, devise a plan to trap the mammoth on thin ice, hoping to drown it. The story basically ends with the boy who slays the mammoth, which ends up earning him a place in honor of his victim. Also, I want to add that there's a video out there claiming to be that of a woolly mammoth in a lake, but to me it looks like a bear with a fish in its mouth. It's really blurry though, so it's a bit hard to tell, but let me know what you guys think in the comments below.
Nice. We went all out and got him.
46b. The story of Organism 46b takes us to Lake Vostok, a massive lake hidden under 2 miles of ice beneath the Antarctic surface near the Soviet-established Vostok Station. The story unfolds with the Russian scientific team's venture into Lake Vostok's icy depths. After years of drilling through the ice, they finally reached the lake in 2012. It was here that Dr. Anton Padalka and his team encountered Organism 46b, an encounter they remember forever. It started when it came into its territory, and immediately, the creature not only disabled their communication equipment, but also used its
I'm gonna
venom
make
to
you
paralyze
managing
and kill.
moderator.
One team member met a horrific end when
There
the
you
creature
go.
hypnotized him, leading him to his gruesome
There you
demise.
go. You're the
Organism
upgraded mod
46b
now. How
even
does it
went into
feel?
human diver, tricking the team before attacking them again. After a terrifying series of events, including a tentacle attack in their camp, the team allegedly managed to capture the creature. However, upon resurfacing, Russian officials allegedly took the creature away, dismissing the team's claims to the wider world. The aftermath of this encounter led Dr. Padalka to flee the country, fearing that the Russian government and the story of orchids of 46b, with many calling it a hoax. Critics point out the logistical impossibilities, such as transporting a massive creature through a small ice core hole, and the lack of verifiable evidence from witnesses, besides a few vague accounts. But yeah, it's pretty much a mystery out there, but the details are really interesting. Little people. Little people have long been a pervasive theme in the mythology and folklore of various cultures across the globe, primarily in the narratives of Native Americans. Settings and stories shared among Native American communities often portray the little people as beings who engage in playful or tricky behavior. They're said to lure the curious with enchanting songs, only to disappear when approached, leaving no trace of their presence except the lingering mystery of their music. According to legend, they've also been known to intervene in the lives of children experiencing neglect or hardship, guiding them to safety or even adopting them into their hidden world. One of the more tricky aspects of the little people, though, is their interaction with adults in Native American folklore specifically. There's accounts of these beings pleading with those who have seen them to keep their existence a secret, rewarding discretion with fortune or assistance in times of need. This relationship between humans and the little people varies from tribe to tribe too, with some viewing them as benevolent protectors and others as ominous figures best avoided. What's really interesting though is that there's been some physical evidence and archaeological findings that have mixed with the lore of the little people. Discoveries of small, perfectly formed skeletons in various locations, particularly in the western United States, have fueled speculation and added mystery to the legends. Although often explained away by science, these findings have been seen as some as actual proof of the little people's existence, with tales suggesting that such remains have been hidden away or lost by institutions as sort of like a conspiracy theory to hide evidence. This would probably be because they challenge, evolution and everything we know about it. So yeah, it's a theory out there. Hot-headed naked ice borer. The hot-headed naked ice borer is a fictional creature that gained notoriety from an April Fool's article in the April 1995 issue of Discover magazine. The story, which was penned by Tim Folger, a then editor at the magazine, presented this creature as a seal-like entity equipped with a bony, turtle-shaped protrusion on its head. This bony growth, which was said to be filled with blood vessels, could supposedly heat up enough to melt ice, allowing the creature to burrow beneath the ice to harm its prey, which were typically penguins. The article even went as far as speculating that the mysterious disappearance of Antarctic explorer Philip Croyson in 1837 might have been because of the encounter with this fictional creature. Despite the clear signs of a hoax, though, the magazine article received a crazy response, generating more mail than any other piece previously published by the magazine. It even fooled some zoo officials and scientists who wrote to the magazine with some inquiries about obtaining specimens, which is pretty funny. Also, the story was mistakenly taken as fact by Ripley's Believe It or Not, which featured it as a genuine news item. The hot-headed naked ice borer also inspired a fictional species of kaiju named ice borers in the TV show called Godzilla the Series, showing just how big of an impact it had and the entertainment value of a well-crafted hoax. Moving on to Tier 2, Large Antarctic Sea Mammal. The large Antarctic sea mammal,
Bro, Hentai Hero
known as
used
American
overflow.
Godzilla,
Hentai
was
Hero's gonna get
unearthed from the icy
he's gonna
waters
get
of
beat up if I
Antarctica.
throw him out.
It
Right
was
now,
reported by
Changay.
the Japanese researchers
Changay is our
Soya
best option
on
right now.
February 13, 1958. According to eyewitness accounts, Lieutenant Captain Matsumoto's 1959 publication,
Changay is so beefed up
the sea
against special attacks right now. It's not even.
as the
It's
Soya
crazy.
navigated the open sea. The crew's attention was drawn to a dark object on the water's surface, initially dismissed as debris, but soon recognized as something far more intriguing. As the vessel approached, the object revealed itself to be a colossal animal, turning its face towards the onlookers. The creature displayed a facade with 2 eyes and 2 ears, startling the crew with its resemblance to terrestrial animals, yet possessing a distinctively otherworldly appearance. Its head, which was approximately 70 to 80 centimeters in length, bore a round top similar to a monkey's, yet its face resembled that of a cow. The entire body was cloaked in dark brown hair about 10 centimeters long, swaying in the Antarctic breeze. For about 30 seconds, the crew observed this leviathan, noting its large eyes, pointed ears, and broad shoulders, until it simply went away. Despite being convinced that the Antarctic Godzilla left a lasting impression on those who witnessed it, with many theories and speculation about its origins and existence. Some have suggested it could be a previously undiscovered cetacean, a unique pinniped, or even a neopet, indicating reports that inhabit the Antarctic waters. Others consider the possibility of a hoax or a misidentification of a known species, though the detailed accounts and the crew's conviction lend a certain weight to the sighting.
How does it feel to be in a Pokeball? I'm under that. I subscribe to the belief that it's like a party house, and you're just like in a chill ass party house.
Legs and three stomachs, which are perfectly transparent and evolved artistic renditions. The behavior of the Polynesian, as conveyed through epic stories, paints a picture of a creature that was perfectly adapted to ambush predation in its wetland habitats during a time when the Bering Strait region was warmer and more humid. As the folklore goes, imagine walking on solid ground, only to find yourself sinking as if the earth turned into water beneath you. This is what people believed would happen if the fall reef was near. Interestingly, these creatures seem drawn to individuals going through significant life changes, such as puberty, giving birth, or even experiencing loss through death or miscarriage. The Balayuk would wrap itself around these people, eventually leading to their demise. The transformation of a person into an Amikok, another type of mythical creature, is thought to be connected to this process, but the details remain a mystery.
Guys,
There's also a
Kilala.
fascinating story about the Balayuk's incredible weight. Legend says that when alive, it could easily rest atop plant stems without causing them to bend. However, once dead, it became so heavy that it could sink right through the ground as if it were diving into water. To prevent the earth from swallowing the creature whole, people would place logs under its body when it died. Balrig's legacy is now preserved in various forms of Mimic art, from carvings to masks. Whether depicted with 8 legs and 4 stomachs, or showing alongside human figures, each representation adds depth to the Balrig's mysterious nature. Urayuli. The Urayuli, also known as the hairy man of southern Alaska, is a cryptid that has captured the imagination of many because of its intriguing characteristics and mysterious sightings. These creatures are said to inhabit the wooded areas near Lake Ilana. They stand approximately 10 feet tall with long, shaggy hair, luminescent eyes, and notably elongated arms that reach all the way down to their ankles. They emit a high-pitched wail similar to that of a loon and are believed to be peaceful creatures, unlike a lot of other cryptids like the Kushtaka found in southeastern Alaska. The lore surrounding the Urayuli is deeply rooted in Native American communities, with legends suggesting that these creatures were once children who wandered off and got lost in the forest that night, only to transform into these towering beings. It's said that this tale possibly served as a cautionary story to deter children from straying too far from home. There have also been numerous anecdotal sightings and encounters with the Urayuli, lending a sense of realism to the legend. For instance, in 1956, a fisherman reported seeing the Urayuli while securing his fishing vessel at night. Another significant sighting was in 1999, when a crew discovered large, wedge-shaped footprints in the mud along the Kisarlik River, believed to belong to the Urayuli because of their size and spacing. Even in 1982, a hockey guide
Cool.
presented a photograph of what he claimed
Good job,
to be a
Chenge.
standing on a mountain ridge. I couldn't find this photo, but I'm guessing it was kind of blurry. But yeah, anyways, that's about the cryptid. Kushtaka. The Kushtaka, which we just mentioned, also known as Land Otter Man, is deeply rooted in the lore of the Tlingit peoples of southeastern Alaska. These mythical beings are described as shapeshifters with the ability to transform between humans and otter forms, and their stories range from mischievous to magical.
Kilala.
Legend, Kustakas can mimic human voices and animal sounds. They aim to lure people away from safety by imitating the cries of a baby or the screams of a woman. There's even tales of
Kilala,
Kustakas
get out of
leading
there.
their victims into the wilderness, either to kill them or turn them into another Kustaka, thus trapping their souls and preventing reincarnation. Sightings and encounters with creatures resembling Kustakas have been also reported, such as fishermen with childlike cries that lead to encounters with warriors displaying unusually human-like behavior. Among the most interesting stories, though, are those featured in modern media, like an episode of Alaska Monsters. In this episode, the crew largely experiences firsthand the terror of the Kushtaka legend. Todd,
Now
one
the
of the team
fucking light
members,
screen
gets
wears
in a
off.
really scary situation when something believed to be the Kushtaka drags them into a small lake during the first night of checking out the area. The following day, Todd and Red set to work, constructing what they hope will be a spiritual tribe capable of capturing this creature. The suspense peaks on the last day of the hunt, when a figure resembling Red is seen walking away from the team. However, the real Red soon appears from a different direction, suggesting the possibility of the Kushtaka's presence and its ability to shapeshift. That's pretty scary, thinking that a creature could shapeshift into someone you know. Despite their efforts and the creature triggering the trap, it manages to escape, unseen by the cameras. And yeah, that's basically how the episode goes. First, and the creature triggering the trap, it manages to escape, unseen by the cameras. And yeah, that's basically how the episode goes. Alright, moving on to Tier 3, Alaskan Giant Polar Bear. In the vast and mysterious wilderness of Alaska, there's the legend of the Alaskan Giant Polar Bear. Unlike the bears we're accustomed to, this creature is described as a colossal white bear, dwarfing the already impressive Kodiak brown bear, with the distinct feature of having hair on the pads of his feet. Tales from Kodiak Island bring this legend to life, where a woman recounts her father's encounter with such a bear, a creature unlike any other. The sight of these creatures aren't just confined to Alaska alone, though. Far-flung locations like Greenland, Alberta, and even Quebec have also been places for the appearance of the Alaskan giant polar bear. One of the most peculiar sightings occurred in Alberta, where a couple on a $1 ride claimed to have seen a giant white bear with two heads. Meanwhile, in Quebec, an elderly woman's quiet moment in a restaurant was disrupted with the sight of a massive white fur mass speeding down a hill, leaving no evidence but the mystery in its wake. Perhaps even more weird though are the sightings reported in London, which is a location far from where polar bears typically be. Stories tell of a giant polar bear invading a subway train and another plunging into a small sea
Uh-oh.
creek. These creatures, possibly remnants of a bygone era, may trace back to the Pleistocene polar bear, which is known as Ursus marithimus tyrannus, a species which was over 11 inches taller than today's polar bears. The intrigue of the Alaskan giant polar bear was also captured in the History Channel 2's documentary series, Missing in Alaska, particularly the episode titled Scared of the Bear God. This series delves into the mysteries of the Alaskan Triangle, a region notorious for disappearances attributed to cryptids, supernatural phenomena, and unexplained forces. If you guys want to learn more about this entry, I suggest checking it out. With the investigations of Jax, Ken, and Tony, the series explores the legend of the Bear God, offering us a glimpse into the world of these mysterious creatures. Siberian Snowman. The Chuchonia, also known as the Siberian Snowman, is a creature standing 6 to 7 feet tall and covered in dark hair. It's often seen as a Neanderthal-like figure who died in pelts for clothing, with some accounts even mentioning a white patch of fur on its forearms, and intriguingly, a tail on some occasions. The first significant expedition to investigate the Chuchonia was launched by the Soviet Union in 1928.
Damn, bro, Changay's busting everything now.
Yana rivers. This expedition aimed to gather information and validate the existence of these beings, which were believed to be remarkably similar to relic based on accounts from nomadic Yaku and Tongass tribes. These native accounts provide a vivid description of a well-built, Neanderthal-like entity that was occasionally accused of consuming human flesh. Another notable report came from a 1957 incident where hunters claimed to have killed a Chuchonia, whose body was supposedly transported to be consumed.
Damn, bro, Changay's busting out all this stuff.
There were even reports from the early 2000s where strange animals caught in traps were described like a primate but not identifiable as a human species. These incidents sparked debates and investigations, but often ended with more questions than answers about the creature's true nature. Some researchers suggest that the Chuchonia might be one of the last links to our simian ancestors and other population from Paleoesteric peoples, but the consensus remains elusive, possibly because of Siberia's vast and inaccessible terrain. Great White Wolf. Reported for the first time in 1974 by Frank Graves, a close associate of notable
Creation's my
researchers like
advantage.
Ivan T. Sanderson and Carl Schunker. Great
This
White Wolf
fucking
is
thing.
described as a giant dog or wolf, significantly larger and more robust than
This
any
fucking
wolf
thing.
species. It's characterized by a broad head, shorter legs with the front ones being slightly longer than the back, a thick tail, and smaller ears. Its fur is described as very long and shaggy, potentially bullet resistant, and its footprints measure an impressive 8 inches across. The native people of the Nahani Valley, a place known as the Valley of the Headless
Goal,
Man,
yes.
due to the mysterious deaths and decapitations
I don't know if we can take
explorers
them down,
and
though.
prospectors, have long spoken of the great white wolf. Regarded as a solitary scavenger, elusive and distant from humans, it's unbelievable it plays a role in the unexplained fatalities in the area. The wolf's rarity and solitary nature, combined with the alleged tendency to venture south only in the winter months, contribute to its mystique and the
That's
difficulty of its
twice
life.
its defenses
In one
fell.
more detailed
Maybe
study,
maybe it'll go down in one shot.
1950s, Frank Graves recounted an encounter with what he called the granddaddy of all wolves in the Nahani Valley. He described a massive white creature that initially appeared to be a polar bear, but revealed itself to be a gigantic dog-like animal. Despite Graves' attempt to defend himself by firing at the creature, it seemed unharmed and simply just retreated back into the forest, leaving no evidence of its existence beyond the story of its sighting. Initially, there was even speculation by Ivan T. Sanderson other symbol.
Oh
The
shit.
white wolf might be a relic of prehistoric
My
carnivores.
Pokemon are busting out all the
This
special
theory
stops
has
right
since
now.
revised with suggestions that the sightings could actually be of an exceptionally large individual Argentine wolf, which is the most species of the gray wolf.
I'm Dr. Moldy, with a simple formula of no addendums, no unnecessary add-ons, and no false advertising.
Tizarok. Tizarok is a cryptid sea serpent reported from the subarctic coastal waters of King, Nunavik Islands in the Bering Sea off the coast of Alaska.
The
Cryptozoologists
problem now is
use
that I
creatures'
didn't
possible
buy enough
connections
hyper
to other
potions,
marine
so I can't
cryptids
heal any of my
like the
Pokemon.
wassail, Ceciotl, stellar sea ape, and Cadborosaurus. Some researchers suggest that the Tizarok might even be a pinniped, specifically theorizing it could be a northern hemisphere counterpart to the Antarctic leopard seal. Accounts of the Tizarok come from local inhabitants, especially from King Island, where ethnologist John White collected stories with the help of Roy B. Mackle. The locals, without taboos about the creature, reported that hunters have occasionally been killed by it, but they don't even like speaking about the creature because of the taboo behind it. The creature is described primarily through sightings of its head and neck, which are said to emerge 7 to 8 feet out of the water, featuring a snake-like head and a flabby tail. The creature's overall form is unknowable because of these partial sightings and the taboo behind it. It's believed to inhabit bays more than the open ocean and has been described as a giant caterpillar or worm-like animal in some accounts. Rocky Mako even proposed that there might be two types of unknown marine
It's looking
animals
bad.
in the Bering Sea.
It's looking bad.
One potentially being a zooglodon, which is a prehistoric whale, and the other a long-necked bearded seal similar to that of a leopard seal. The leopard seal theory is supported by the behavior of being attracted to tapping on boats, a characteristic which is shared by the Tizarok. Bernard Hivlemans, another prominent figure in cryptozoology, also supported the zooglodon theory, but they're really just theories out there. Moving on to tier 4 now, man seal. Man seals are interesting cryptid mermaids reported from the Arctic and Pacific coasts of Alaska. These unique marine mammals are described as resembling small, distinctive creatures with heads, faces, shoulders, and sometimes even forelimbs. Despite their supernatural activation and folklore, some claim from the late 19th century that these creatures were occasionally caught in fishing nets or hunted. Local sightings from the late 1940s involved the local Point Laurel Wapiti seals reported seeing mysterious monsters.
We're not gonna win, but
Black, most common again. Man seal also share the habitat with the other three species talked about earlier. These stellar sea ape, which was reported from the Bering Sea, including face maps and
currently playing Metal Gear Solid on my phone right now. What? Which Metal Gear? They sell the collection on Switch, but I don't know if I want to get it. Peacemaker. Which one's that one? That's not the. That's not Snake Eater, correct? Haha, we're not letting her sucker punch. Have you beaten all the Metal Gear Solid games? Yes? Oh, dude, that's badass. I don't think I've beaten any of them. I just, like, fucked around with them. Obviously, I know the story to some of them because they're so essentially iconic that it's hard not to watch a video about them. All in my phone? Dude, that's wild. And you can get that running on your phone. She doesn't know, but my Chan gay is about to do work. Okay, that's dangerous. Oh, that's cute. Damn, bro, she's hitting me with the aura sphere, aura sphere. I didn't know you can. I didn't know they advanced phone emulator so much you can have PSP now. Damn, bro, I'm putting the strats on her right now.
captured. This revealed illustrations for capital mostly resembling giant godslike, which is restrictions of the Let's see now this point, which is one of the Geology Club, the Doctor, member of the First Nation. They encountered species of John. Found the enormous creature while fishing at Lake. The creature identified as a second creature published promptly after 5 shots to the jury. He said, among others, suggested creatures present in the mountainous regions of the second lake to reside. The implication of the second creature in the ground slot is some pretty interesting questions about survival and adaptation to facing creatures that are vertebrates to be extinct. The possibility that giant ground slot is adapted to is a fascinating hypothesis, though other theories say that the second
Oh, that's
creature
wicked.
just been unusually large considering the giant. The notion of the second creature might actually feed on the material of the lodges, right? Themselves also offers an alternate theory. The state of mind that actually happens in bottom spots is one of the creatures primarily towards giant slots. And complicated history suggests that the economy might present the other creatures of the giant. Air reported from the icy expanses of western Alaska and eastern Russia, Gulfstream, and Siberian folklore, described as an enormous creature surpassing even the largest known polar bear in size. Kukuchia can be seen as having 6, 8, or even 10 legs, although some accounts suggest it possesses up to 4 times that bears. This creature's legend is mostly documented by keeping anthropologists and genus this time in Western Canada, including praised the oral tradition of the indigenous people of the Arctic. Its massive size and strength are capable of breaking through thick ice and a head like a bomb among its most valuable features. Its behavior, too, is self-reflection. The tales of the future
It went before me.
multiple legs,
This wouldn't be an issue if Chansey wouldn't have ran out of moves.
idea of intelligence. Science took Kukuchia for the asper's and mysterious nature of it. One of them encountered by whales, despite the full stretch of massive arms. The other account from legendary king, one of the travelers from Portugal, said Kukuchia's eyes was like a powerful creature, despite the creature's massive weight. Works in the explanation for Kukuchia's characteristics remain speculative, though, with some comparisons to the giant ground sloth among the theories posed to explain its depiction. Now, this is something interesting to me that the tour is already a giant ground sloth, so, that's a kind of yeah, it's still out there. That Nagetta. That Nagetta, or modified, is a Icelandic folklore.
Damn.
First sighted in 1859 and reported existing until 1934, described as being exceedingly rare, possibly indicating a very low population. In the form of living legs, Latnagettas is simply the test light. Born in Canada, which only before storms or far information. We're trying to capture is as intriguing as it is chilling.
I want to give her an ether, but then I'm cheating. If I give Chenge an ether or whatever to up its moves, I think that I would consider that dishonest. I basically lost already. If I give her an ether, I won. But if I don't, I lose.
Spirit tormenting the farmer's daughter. Despite the precautions taken to contain the creature, the pack horse used to transport the dead Vatnagheta suffered a careless, sunken patch on his back, noticing the pull, the near danger of the Vatnagheta's poison. Ultimately, the Vatnagheta was buried under the family's threshold, ensuring the ghostly departure of the daughters from government. Our answer last year, Birdman's Bear. Birdman's Bear is a cryptid that focuses on potentially extinct subspecies of brown bear. The narrative began with Swedish zoologist Stan Bergman in 1920, suggests the existence of this unique bear subspecies residing on the Kamchatka Peninsula in Russia. The Cold War era, characterized by restricted access to certain areas because of Soviet military control, has led to speculation such seclusion may have inadvertently aided the conservation or recovery of the bear population. The interest emerged in the 1960s, though, while the hunter-Europeans were parallel interactions with Kamchatka natives. The share tells that an extraordinarily large bear, referred to as an Inquin or godwin, a nomenclature derived from its great size and a reference to the bears of its hind leg. Biologist N.K. Vereshchagin ventured a bold hypothesis, suggesting that the god bear might be a surviving specimen of the colossal short-faced bear known from the fossil record, considered extinct. This proposal, however, was met with skepticism from the scientific community, largely because the physical descriptions of the Inquin didn't align with the known anatomical features of the short-faced bear. Prior to the mystery go are recent records from Alaska, where exceptionally large grizzly bears have been documented, including a record-breaking specimen in 2013. The existence of an iceberg between Russia and Alaska during winter months introduced the possibility of genetic exchange or migration between bear populations across the Bering Strait. This connection fuels speculation that the lineage of extraordinarily large bears may still persist, evolving in isolation with intermingling with other bear populations. Shell monster. The shell monster is a mysterious bear-like creature native from the shores of Iceland, with tales of sighting that span centuries. The physique more similar to an ankle-sized animal, and coupled with blue scales like that of a pangolin, the shell monster's legend has been kept alive, with great sightings reported from the 18th to first half of the 20th century. One of the most notable accounts comes from Gisli, who lived between 1787 and 1877. In this tale, he described a stormy encounter with the creature as it emerged from the sea. Its size and strength awe-inspiring. Despite Gisli's attempts to defend himself using tidal trails, the shell monster pursued him until he narrowly escaped his grasp, a story that adds a layer of fear and fascination to the cryptid's lore. Another account from Simon, dating back to the early 20th century, paints a vivid picture of a region steeped in ancient lore, inhabited by various cryptids, including the shell monster itself. According to Simon, the shell monster was a common sight in the fjords during the autumn, so we really saw it as a real entity that once roamed the Icelandic coast. Interestingly, an English scholar from the 20th century also reported an encounter with the shell monster, claiming to have accidentally caught the creature in one of its nets. The first terror of the discovery and subsequent efforts to rid themselves of the unwanted catch led the shell monster's formidable reputation. There are even claims out there that the creature was capable of spreading poison, causing damage to those who came into contact with it. Great auk. The great auk, a flightless bird once abundant in the North Atlantic, had a tragic end in human activity. One of the most poignant tales of his demise occurred in June 1840, when three sailors from St. Kilda, Scotland, encountered a great auk on the nearby sea stack of Staten Island. The bird, described as an odd bird with small wings and a peculiar appearance, was captured by the sailors who initially kept it alive. However, superstitious beliefs led them to kill the bird during a storm, figuring that was the cause of their misfortune. This event marked the last sighting of the great auk in the British Isles. Just 40 years later, in 1844, the species was eventually driven to extinction, and the last known pair was killed on Ellie Island, Iceland, by fishermen. The female of the sparrow had been incubating an egg, which was destroyed in the process, eradicating one of the species' survival. Onto the cryptid part of the story, though, an interesting and obscure story emerged in April 2012, when a report claimed that the great auk had been rediscovered. According to this report, a decade-long study done by eminent academics based on clues such as eggshell fragments and wing feathers found on a previously uncharted volcanic island, along with crane video evidence, suggested the survival of the great auk. The breakthrough came with the capture of a bird, which was later revealed in a news conference in Tórshavn, capital of the Faroe Islands. In the story, fueled speculation and excitement over the possibility that the great auk had somehow survived extinction. I couldn't really find any follow-up to this article though, and it was all the way back in 2012, so I'm not too sure who discovered what and how it concluded, but if any of you guys know, please drop it down in the comments. Hafgufa. Hafgufa, which comes from Old Norse mythology, is described in ancient texts as a behemoth lurking in the icy waters between Iceland and Greenland. This creature's lore is deeply connected to the maritime culture of the Norse, reflecting the trepidation and awe with which they regarded the sea. The primary source of knowledge about the Hafgufa comes from the King's Bear, a 13th century Norwegian text that aimed to educate our king's son about various aspects of life in the natural world. In the script, the Hafgufa was described as an island-sized fish, demonstrating the ancients' attempt to comprehend and categorize the unknown. According to the King's Mirror, the Hufflepuff was capable of ingesting vast quantities of
Here he
fish,
comes, the big
creating
boy.
a maelstrom to draw them into its mouth. Behavior that sounds a lot like the whale feeding techniques known as trap feeding. The Hufflepuff has also appeared in various sagas and accounts, where it's sometimes conflated or mentioned alongside other mythical sea creatures like the Langbucket. These tales often emphasize the creature's colossal size and its capacity to engulf whales, ships, and men alike, painting it as a symbol of the ocean's destructive power. At times, though, the Hufflepuff has been compared to the Kraken, another legendary sea monster, and even speculated based on observations of real marine animals, such as whales exhibiting unusual feeding behaviors. Despite the scientific rationalizations of its origins, Nafkufa is a reminder of a time when the world's map edges were marked with a warning, "Here be dragons," which basically means you should definitely avoid these places. Sea monks. The sea monk, a cryptid with origins dating back to the 16th century, has intrigued observers all the way since the Renaissance to modern times. The first known report came when a peculiar creature was found at the coast of Norway, described as resembling a monk. This creature, according to historical accounts, lived only for a few days, exhibiting no signs beyond just size, hinting at its distress or perhaps its unworldly nature. Japanese Strinstrup, a Danish zoologist, proposed in the
Hall of
1850s that
Fame.
the sea monk might have been a misidentified giant squid, while others, like cryptozoologist Bernard Havermans, speculated that it could have been an air walrus. The story of the sea monk is further complicated by its potential religious and political implications. At the time of its discovery, the creature was interpreted by some as a divine message containing the corruption of Greek clergy, paralleling other animal clergy hybrids whose delivery is a satire. Also, it suggests that Denmark's King Christian III might have utilized the sea monk's discovery to enhance Denmark's international profile amid religious and political shifts towards Protestantism. This strategic use of a cryptid setting illustrates the complex interplay between the mysterious and the mundane, where tales of unknown creatures can serve broader societal and political purposes, which is pretty cool. Another thing about the sea monk's legend is the suggestion that it was a Jenny Hannibal, which is basically an artificially created cryptid made from the dried bodies of rays or snakes, manipulated to appear as dragons, mermaids, or other mythical beings. This practice, which is popular among sailors, served as a way to bring back exotic souvenirs from their voyages, so it could be just that. Super otter. The super otter was primarily documented in the Arctic and Chess Age. Bernard Havermans, a foundational figure in cryptozoology we talk about law, compiled 28 sightings that led to the categorization of this cryptid. It's described as resembling an oversized marine mammal, similar to seals or otters, but distinguished by the possession of multiple limbs and a tapering tail. This cryptid's narratives mixes with historical voyages and local folklore, presenting a case study for the intersection of observed anomalies and myth. One of the earliest documented encounters, known as evidence in Sorbet from 1734, involved missionaries Paul Eckedy and Andrew Spin near Greenland. Their reports describe a creature with a pointed snout, broad fingers, and an enormously long tail, characteristics aligning with later descriptions of the super otter. Hans Eckedy, which is Paul's father, provided a written account that highlighted the creature's ability to spout vapor in its serpent-like body. Another intriguing sighting, though, occurred in Sunsland before 1753, where fishermen reported an encounter with the sea monster that bore similarities to the creature described by the Aggies. According to Eric Pontoppidan, the fisherman's account detailed a large, possibly woolly-haired creature with a tapering tail and seal-like features. This report, while adding to the mystique of the super otter, also echoed the physical descriptions found in earlier and subsequent sightings, suggesting a consistency in the observation of this marine cryptid. So that is the video. Please drop some suggestions down below for any other further. I appreciate you all for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.
The wait is over. The day has come. Zilla Zone Zero is finally here, and here are some reasons why you should play. Number one,
The ocean. It covers 71% of our planet and is home to a lot of really weird species of animals. Explorers have pondered for centuries what really lies down there, and throughout time, stories have arisen of beasts that are unheard of. From living plesiosaurs to sharks with tentacles, welcome to the aquatic cryptids iceberg. Also, I made this chart myself, so let me know if there's anything I could improve on for the future. Alright, let's get straight into it now with the first entry of Tier 1, Ogopogo. The Ogopogo is a creature that's said to live in Canada's Okanagan Lake and is also known by its indigenous name, Nahaatik, which translates to either water demon or water god. For a long time, stretching hundreds of years, the natives believed they could only cross the lake if they gave a live sacrifice for this creature, like a small animal. There was even an event from oral recounts where a chief leader who denied the existence of Ogopogo ended up sucked to the bottom of the lake by the creature. Several sightings have been reported over the years from non-native people too though, originating back all the way to 1872. In the 1900s is when Ogopogo started gaining even more attention though, and a local tourism agency even offered cash out for someone who could prove the existence of this creature. In 2008, Sean Deloria did exactly that, who was out with the lake by his girlfriend, and captured photographs of what appeared to be a mysterious object with black hump ridges. Apparently, his camera died though, so he wasn't able to take much photos, and the only ones he did, he didn't want to publish. What he did publish though was another sighting when he returned 8 days later after to the lake and saw some disturbances in the water. The images were then analyzed by local experts and TV shows like Monster Quest, and ended up revealing no evidence of tampering. It still didn't really provide evidence though, but the fact that experts think it isn't hoaxed is pretty cool. With all this, international interest in the Ogopogo has surged, with documentary producers and TV shows globally seeking to explore this legend. Locals and tourists often come to the lake with their cameras, hoping to catch a glimpse of the Ogopogo. Champ. Champ is a serpent-like creature with a humped back and a long neck, said to inhabit Lake Champlain. Native American folklore, particularly from the Abenaki and Iroquois tribes, contain early references to a large creature in the lake, known as Gizikok. The legend gained traction among European settlers, and over the years, there have been numerous sightings. One of the earliest reported sightings dates back to the 18th century, when French explorers were warned by the Abenaki about disturbing the lake's waters. Despite the warning, in 1819, Captain Crumb reported seeing a black monster about 107 feet long in the Bulwaga Bay. The creature had distinctive features like eyes the color of a peeled onion and a red belt around its neck. The year 1873 was particularly eventful too, with multiple sightings, including one by Clinton County Sheriff Nathan H. Mooney, who described an enormous snake or water serpent. That year, showman P.T. Barnum even offered a reward for the creature's hide. The most famous sighting occurred in 1977 though, when Sandra Mancy captured a photograph of what appeared to be the champ. As she quoted, "I saw it move. I saw it at different angles. When you know something is
Yo, that
living
thing is
or not."
huge.
By 1992, there have been as many as 180 sightings, with about 600 individuals claiming to have seen champ. Researchers and scientists have conducted studies throughout the years, including numerous solar surveys, but no concrete evidence for champ has been found. Mokele and Bebe. Mokele and Bebe is a creature said to inhabit the Congo River Basin in Central Africa. It's described as a dinosaur-like animal and has found its way in a lot of popular culture, from books to films. The legend, dating back centuries, is rooted in indigenous tribes' folklore in Central Africa. Mokele and Bebe, which translates to one who stops the flow of rivers in Lingala, is believed to dwell in deep, unex-born swamps and river systems of the Congo Basin, often hiding in caves along riverbeds. The creature is described as highly territorial and potentially herbivorous, feeding on vegetation. Earliest Western accounts date back to 1776, with French missionaries noting enormous clawed footprints. In 1913, German Captain Freiherr spoke of a creature feared by locals, described as brownish-gray, elephant-sized, with a long, flexible neck, small head, and a tail like an alligator, which does really sound like a dinosaur. Even zoologists speculate Mokele Mbembe might be a surviving dinosaur species, like brachiosaurs or diplodocus. Skeptics who argue against its existence cite the lack of concrete evidence despite numerous expeditions into the Congo. Carl Hagenbeck, a German big game hunter, was one of the first Westerners to lead an expedition in search of it, describing it as half elephant, half dragon. After that, over 50 expeditions have been carried out, but none have provided indisputable evidence of its existence. Local tribespeople have consistently claimed sightings though, so it seems pretty complicated. The vast, unexplored Congo Basin, covering about 1.5 million square miles, is considered a pretty plausible location though for such a species, if it does exist. Selkie. Selkie. Selkies are mythical creatures from Scottish, Irish, and Icelandic folklore that are known for their ability to transform from seals into humans. These shapeshifters have been featured in a lot of tales passed down, often mixed with themes of love, loss, and freedom. A common story in Selkie folklore is about a man who finds a Selkie woman in her human form, dancing on the beach. In these tales, the Selkie has shed her seal skin, which lies hidden nearby. The man, captivated by her beauty, steals the skin, thus preventing her from returning to the sea. The Selkie, who is now trapped in human form, is compelled to become the man's wife. These stories frequently involve the Selkie bearing children with their human husband. Despite living a seemingly normal life, the Selkie often remains deeply connected to the ocean, which which is their true home. Her longing for the sea is a persistent theme in these tales, and in some stories, one of the children accidentally discovers the hidden seal skin and shows it to her. Upon finding the skin, the selkie immediately returns to the sea, often leaving behind her children as a proof of highlighting her true nature. This might seem like a noble tale, but the cultural significance of selkies in both Scottish and Irish folklore is pretty profound. They symbolize themes of transformation and the duality of nature, being neither entirely the sea nor of land. Selkies are said to remind of the wildness of the ocean and the mystery of the creatures that inhabit it. They also represent the idea of being caught between two worlds, never fully belonging to either. Cadborosaurus. Cadborosaurus, or caddy, is a sea serpent rumored to inhabit the coastal waters around Cadboro Bay in British Columbia, Canada. This creature has intrigued people for over a century, with the first reports dating back to the late 1800s and early 1900s, primarily from sailors. One of the earliest accounts was from Captain C.J. House, who claimed to have seen a serpent-like creature with a horse-like head, raising its head about 30 feet above the water. The average length reported ranged from 30 to 60 feet. Over 300 sightings have been claimed in the past 2 centuries, including locations like Sanish Inlet and San Francisco Bay. One notable incident is the Kelly Nash video from 2009, where a fisherman filmed several minutes of footage featuring multiple creatures in Michigan Bay. There have also been several carcasses associated with Cadborosaurus. The most famous is the Natalie Harbor carcass, found in the stomach of a sperm whale
Let me
in
fuck me up.
1937, featuring a 20-foot length and a serpent-like body with a fin tail. However, later analysis often attributed these carcasses to known animals such as basking sharks, beak whales, or even fetal baleen whales. Kappa. So the Kappa is probably one of my favorite here, and is a really fascinating figure in Japanese folklore, known for its unique physical and behavioral characteristics. These mythical creatures are said to inhabit Japan's ponds, rivers, and lakes, and are often depicted with a humanoid appearance. They have webbed hands and feet, scaly green skin, and a distinctive bowl-like indentation on their heads, which is filled with water and believed to be the source of their strength. Their behaviors range from harmless pranks to more serious acts, like drowning people and animals, kidnapping children, and consuming human flesh. Despite these menacing aspects, kappas can also behave friendly towards humans. It's said that they're obsessed with politeness, and if a person bows down to a kappa, they'll feel compelled to return the gesture. This action can cause the water in his head to spill, rendering the kappa powerless. Once the water is refilled, the kappa can regain its strength, and in some stories, it may even serve the person who helped it. This is kind of like a way to trick a kappa in some stories. A famous historical account from a Japanese heroic tale involves Tawara Toda, a skilled archer who ended up capturing a kappa. The creature, after being subdued, promised to teach Toda the secret of removing stones from horses' hooves in exchange for its life. An interesting thing I want to add though, in 2016, a group of people in the town of Kamitakatsu claimed to have seen a kappa in the river. The creature was described by them as having green skin, a beak-like mouth, and a shell on its back, aligning with traditional descriptions. In another instance, a self-proclaimed paranormal researcher named Masaki Miyagawa claimed to have captured a kappa in a river in Kyoto in 2002. He provided photos of the creature, which he described as having webbed hands, feet, and a turtle-like shell. Luska. The Luska, a cryptid believed to inhabit the Caribbean waters, especially around the Bahamas, is described as a hybrid between a shark and an octopus, and is said to be 25 to 200 feet long. The sea monster is rooted in Caribbean folklore and is thought to dwell in underwater caves and blue holes, emerging suddenly to seek prey with its large tentacles and powerful jaws. There have been rare sightings of encounters with the Luska over time, with divers reporting unexpected disappearances and sightings of large, shadowy figures with tentacles, believed to be the Luska. In one instance, a fishing boat near Blue Hole disappeared without a trace, with local fishermen attributing its vanishing to the Luska. These reports often have concrete evidence, but continue to fuel speculation and interest in this cryptid. Even an alleged corpse of the creature was found in the late 19th century, when a large carcass washed ashore near St. Augustine, Florida. The creature, described as having silvery pink hue and axe-proof skin, was initially found to be a giant octopus, according to Professor Vale. Later, after examining tissue samples, the conclusion shifted to a sperm whale's head. This incident stirred debates among scientists and cryptozoologists alike about the existence of giant cephalopods and the possibility of creatures like the Luska actually being real. The Luska's legend is subsequently featured in films, documentaries, and even video games, often portrayed as a terror of the Caribbean. The creature's representation in the media reflects the enduring fascination and fear it inspires. Lake Banmont monster, known locally as Van Kanabari, is a creature said to dwell in Lake Van, a large alkaline lake in eastern Turkey. Scripted as its origins trace back to ancient Armenian mythology, with the god Vahan, known as the Reaper of Bishops or Water Dragon, was sent to dive into the Lake Van to extract any bishop that grew large enough to devour the world. The first recorded sighting of the Lake Van monster dates back to 1889, though, when a local fisherman claimed to have seen a large, snake-like creature in the lake. Since then, there have been numerous reports and alleged sightings of the creature. In 1997, the legend gained even more traction when a local man, Kunal Kozak, claimed to have captured the monster in a video. Some criticized Kozak's footage as authenticity, suggesting it could have been a hoax. Despite this skepticism, the legend of the Lake Man monster has become an important part of the region's folklore and cultural identity, inspiring artwork, literature, and even tourist campaigns. Even a 4-meter high statue based on the reported sightings has been built in the city of Van, Turkey. With all this traction and attention, the Turkish government sent an official scientific survey to the lake, which failed to spot the creature. Bunyip. The bunyip, a figure from Australian mythology, traces back to the early days of European settlement in Australia. Originating from Aboriginal folklore, the name bunyip roughly translates to demon or evil spirit. It was often correlated as a cautioning tale about the dangers of waterways. Descriptions of the bunyip vary greatly, indicating a creature that is as mysterious as it is terrifying. Early
Oh my
settlers
God.
reported seeing a creature with dark fur, face resembling a dog, sharp teeth and claws, and sometimes flippers, tusks, or horns. Some accounts even described it as having a duck-like bill. These very descriptions have led to
I'm gonna have to
numerous theories
grind to
about
take
the
it on. It's too
bunyip's true
strong.
nature. One interesting aspect of the bunyip legend is its possible connection to extinct Australian megafauna. Scholars have proposed that the bunyip myths may stem from Aboriginal encounters with the remains of prehistoric creatures like Dobrododon or Thylocoleo, leading to their interpretation as bunyips. This theory suggests that the bunyip could be a cultural memory of animals that once roamed the
It's way
Australian
too strong.
landscape. I actually touched on this aspect in a paleontology video, and the rabbit hole is pretty interesting. Another theory proposed by Charles Fenner in 1933 suggests that seals that wandered inland might have been mistaken for bunyips. Their physical features, including smooth fur and distinctive cries, could have contributed to the sightings and legends. Nahuelito. Nahuelito, a cryptid reported to go in Argentina's Nahuel
No, no, no,
traces
no,
its
no.
origins back to the early 20th
Don't
century.
you guys
with
dare.
the earliest
No, no,
reports
no.
emerging in the
It's a
1920s.
fake bird. It's
Described
not
often as a
an
serpent
actual
giant,
animal.
dinosaur-like creature, Nahuelito
Now they
is said
go.
to possess a long neck,
Go.
humped
Go.
back,
Hey,
and
hurry up,
considerable
go.
size.
Move,
The narrative gained traction through press coverage and eyewitness accounts,
move,
which
go.
maintained a vivid description of the mysterious lake inhabitant. The Buenos Aires Zoo, under the guidance of Clementine Onelli, a renowned figure in Argentinian natural history, launched an investigation in 1922 to find evidence of this mysterious creature. However, despite these efforts, no concrete proof of Nahuelito's existence was uncovered. Over the years, the legend has been fueled by various theories, ranging from Nahuelito being a remnant of prehistoric times to a mutant resulting from nuclear experiments. One of the earliest sightings was reported by George Garrett in 1910. He described seeing a creature with a significant portion of its body protruding above the lake's surface. This account, along with similar stories from local communities, spurred further expeditions, including one led by Garrett himself in 1922. However, like the Buenos Aires Zoo efforts, these explorations yielded no verifiable evidence. The Argentine Navy's encounter in the 1960s, they tracked an unidentified underwater object for several weeks, reignited interest in Nahuelito. Despite numerous reports and alleged photographic evidence, which have been often dismissed as hoaxes, Nahuelito's existence remains unconfirmed. Altamahaha. Dismissed as hoaxes, Nahuelito's existence remains unconfirmed. Altamahaha. The Altamahaha, also known as Alti, is a cryptid believed to inhabit the marshes and waters near the Altamaha River in Georgia. Among its numerous reported sightings, a few stand out for their intrigue and detail. One of the earliest documented encounters dates back to April 18, 1930. Captain Delano of the schooner Eagle reported seeing a monstrous creature off St. Simon's Island, just below the mouth of the Altamaha River. He described it as being about 70 feet long, with a circumference similar to a barrel, and a head that resembled an alligator's. This sighting wasn't isolated. 5 other crew members and several planters on Simon's Island also claimed to have seen this peculiar beast. This encounter was so notable that it was reported in the Savannah, Georgia newspaper, so it captured a bunch of public attention. Fast forward to 1969, two brothers fishing on the Altamaha River at Clark's Bluff reported an encounter with a creature they initially mistook for a sturgeon. Upon closer examination, they revised their assessment, describing it as approximately 10 to 12 feet long, with an alligator-like snout, a horizontal tail, and a distinct triangular ridge along its body. Its color was noted as gunmetal gray, adding to the creature's mysterious and intimidating appearance. The sighting was brief, but left a lasting impression on the brothers, who were familiar with the local wildlife and certain that what they saw was unlike any other aquatic animal they had seen before. The Ecotorso is a sea monster from Finnish.
How do we add her to the team? We can save her. We can save her, boys.
It's believed to dwell in the northern depths of the sea near the land of
We can
Hawaii.
super save her.
This creature's role is beyond that of a simple sea monster. It's also regarded as a god of war and a harbinger of destruction. In the Finnish national epic, the Genabada,
How
Ecotorso
fortunate.
is symbolized as
Allow me to guide you to
stalking
a
them with a magical artifact sample. However, the hero Van Harmonian captures the Ecotorso and makes a promise to never return from the bottom of the sea. Ecotorso's relevant nature is further added by its association with disease and death. It's sometimes referred to as the father of diseases and linked
We can
with
still save her,
Genabada,
boys.
the blind daughter of Tuoni, the god of death. In some Finnish folklore narratives, Ecotorso is credited as the progenitor of several afflictions unleashed upon humanity. The mythology of Ecotorso might have been inspired by real creatures, such as the Wells catfish, a huge predatory fish that was once found in Finnish waters. The catfish, known for its large size and intimidating appearance, might have contributed to the legends of Ecotorso. The creature's association with the catfish is further suggested by its depiction as having a long, white beard, similar to the beard of the catfish. In contemporary Finnish culture, Ecotorso continues to be a popular figure.
Right, we can still save her, boys.
Literature, art, and popular culture, appearing as a fearsome monster in movies, TV shows, and music. Finnish metal band
This is
says
the sacred
they
home
sea
where the
monster
Kadishtu offer up prayers to our
mythology
God.
in their music, keeping the spirit of Ecotorso alive in modern
The
times.
most hallowed resting place of the mother. The primordial chaos who shall one day
As an
awaken
aquatic
again.
dragon, and is often associated with the river waters.
Okay, Nama.
Rejoice and be glad, sons of the horned god. For this day you have the honor of being a sacrificed mother.
Oh no, we just beat up a Hydra. We're sure we can add you to the team.
Nama of the Kadishtu command you. Let your anguish shall become the Magatsuri that I seek.
Hey. She's gonna beat her ass. Is this one of those beat her ass ordeals?
Watch this.
Alright, that did like no damage.
Finish.
We can save her. The jiggle. We can save the jiggle. Fang, get the fuck out of there. It missed me, but we can save the jiggle. Are you fucking kidding me? Damn, bro, she beat my ass too. Is everything gonna beat my ass? Damn, bro, we're gonna have to like grind. Oh my god. I better get something to eat real quick. Saw a butt jiggle though. We could save her.
Light creature that attacked 3 people before retreating underwater after being shot. More recent accounts describe the monster with a human-like head, having a white ring around its neck and 3 skeletons. Skeletons have been traced to
Stay alert.
Hey, Fink, stop! Okay, I'm gonna use the bathroom real quick. Be right back.
The creature's size is said to be massive, with some
No.
legends claiming it can grow up to 120 meters in length. Akarakamui sightings have been reported for centuries, primarily in Ichiguro Bay near Hokkaido, Japan. There have also been numerous sightings of the coast of Korea and Taiwan. The creature's often described as green in color.
No, get back. All of you get back. I am back myself. No. No.
Scientists and herpetologists who study
No,
Gustav
kilala.
claim that his uncommon size and weight impede his ability to hunt the species' usual prey, forcing him to attack larger animals and, to some extent, humans. In 2004, a documentary film titled Capturing the Croc Killer aired on PBS, documenting an attempt to capture Gustav. The film detailed the efforts of Fay and other scientists who attempted to capture Gustav using a trap cage weighing a ton and measuring nearly 9 meters in length. Despite several kinds of bait being used and the strategic installation of giant snares on certain banks, Gustav evaded capture. The last reported sighting of Gustav was in 2009, and in 2019 there were unverified claims that Gustav had been killed, but no photographic evidence has been surfaced, leaving these claims dubious. The Honey Island Swamp Monster. The Honey Island Swamp Monster is a cryptid often compared to Bigfoot and is a notable figure in Louisiana folklore. Its origins trace back to the early 20th century, with the first documented sighting by Harlan Ford in 1963. Ford, a retired air traffic controller, reported seeing a bipedal, hairy creature over 7 feet tall, with dingy, grayish hair and yellow eyes. The legend gained momentum when Ford and his friend Billy Mills found unusual footprints and a wild boar with a throat gashed, supposedly by the creature. Local lore offers a unique origin for the monster, suggesting it might be the offspring of chimpanzees that escaped from a circus train wreck near the Pearl River in the early 20th century. Some believe these chimps adapted to the swamp environment. Alternatively, Cajun and Native American folklore associates the monster with the Letish, a humanoid raised by alligators. Despite its fearsome description, the creature is mostly portrayed as reclusive, displaying aggression only when threatened. Over the years, numerous sightings have been reported by fishermen, hunters, and swamp dwellers, describing a bipedal creature in the air, often near the water's edge or dense vegetation. Theories about its nature range from an undiscovered primate species to a hybrid or mutant creature, while skeptics attribute the sightings to misidentification or hoaxes. The Honey Island Swamp, where the creature is said to inhabit, is a protected area because of its ecological importance. This conservation effort helps preserve the unique biodiversity of the swamp, which may include various wildlife, possibly even the cryptid itself. On to Tier 5, Taniwa. Taniwa are supernatural creatures in the Maori tradition, similar to serpents and dragons in other cultures. Their description and roles vary across different tribal traditions and are seen as part of the natural environment in the Maori worldview. Taniwa have diverse forms. Some resemble giant lizards, sometimes with wings, and others are more reptile-like sea creatures, or take the shape of sharks, whales, or even logs of wood in rivers. Some Taniwa can change their shape, moving between different forms, and could either be male or female. They're known to live in or near water, hiding in layers known as Ruya Taniwa, which are often in pools, caves, or dangerous waterways. In Maori stories, Taniwa play various roles. Some are seen as terrifying creatures that capture and eat people or kidnap women. Others act as guardians for tribes and sub-tribes. The people would offer them gifts and receive charms when passing their dens. Taniwa are also symbolic of great chiefs, with some tribes referring to many born chiefs as Taniwa. Famous Taniwa include Coop's guardian Taniwa, Tuhirangi, who guided and protected canoes in Cook Strait, and Tutai Poroporo, a Taniwa that began as a shark and transformed into a creature that
I'm the
started
type of
eating
lover
people.
who sucks the very
Another
life out of a
notable
man
Taniwa
and way.
is In
Oh
Koratu,
my god,
a
that's
female
fucking
Taniwa who married a
hilarious.
human and later protected local people. In modern times, Taniwa still hold significance. For example, in 2002, the Nigati Namu people in Waikato opposed the plan for a highway that would destroy the lair for the Taniwa, Kuretani, leading to the highway being built in a different area. The Espido Cologne. The Espido Cologne, a sea creature, is often depicted in medieval bestiaries and literature as a gigantic sea creature, varying in descriptions from a whale to a sea turtle, but consistently characterized by distinctive features like a spiky shell or coral-covered back. The creature's name combines the Greek words aspis and kulon, meaning shield turtle. This mythical creature is known for its deceptive appearance, often linked to sailors with its tranquil waters that resemble an island. Unwary sailors mistake it for land but anchor their ships to explore, only to find themselves trapped on its back. Once sailors ventured onto it, the Episto Cologne would dive into the ocean's depths, dragging them to their demise. It's often associated with a voracious appetite, consuming everything in its path. Symbolically, the Episto Cologne has been interpreted as representing the dangers of the sea and the perils of deceptive temptations. It's a cautionary tale against falling into treacherous traps and a reminder of the uncertainties of the ocean. The legend of Mystic alone has been preserved through generations of sailors, pulling apart maritime folklore and nautical lore. This inspired various works of art and literature throughout history, from medieval manuscripts and paintings to maritime-themed literature. In modern times, it continues to appear in books, movies, and video games, showcasing its enduring impact on popular culture. City Queen. The City Queen, a mythical sea creature from Scottish Gaelic folklore, is known for its enormous size and strength. It's reputed to be the largest of all creatures, capable of devouring 7 whales, and is recognized by several names in Gaelic tradition, including Great Whirlpool of the Sea, Great Beast of the Ocean, and Monster of the Ocean. The creature's massive size is reflected in popular folklore rhyme. 7 herbivores are salmon's fill, 7 salmons are sea's fill, 7 seals are a whale's fill, 7 whales are the fill of a silent coin, and 7 silent coin are the fill of the big devil himself. According to local folklore, the silent coin could disguise itself as a small silver fish to avoid being detected by fishermen or to attract its next meal. When fishermen caught the seemingly small fish, they would transfer back into its monstrous form and devour them. The first mention of the silent coin dates back to the 16th century in the Book of the Dean of Lismore, a collection of poems and stories from Scottish Gaelic culture. This manuscript described the silent coin as a massive sea monster that could swallow 7 whales at once. It was feared for attacking ships and dragging sailors into the ocean's depths. The physical description of the silent coin varies, with some accounts describing it as a snake-like creature and others as having a gray crest. Its habitat is believed to be the deep waters of the ocean, particularly near the western coast of Scotland. The creature is carnivorous too, feeding mainly on whales and other large sea animals. The Hinkanyaba. The Hinkanyaba is a legendary creature from South African mythology, particularly associated with the Zulu and Xhosa tribes. This mythical serpent is said to live in a waterfall lake area near Pietermaritzburg. The Hinkanyaba is often described as a large serpent with an equine head and is believed to be particularly active during the summer months, causing seasonal storms. The legend of the Hinkanyaba has its origins in the oral traditions of the Zulu and Xhosa people. According to one version of the legend, Hinkanyaba was originally a beautiful maiden with mystical powers over water and weather. However, her arrogance and misuse of these powers led to her transformation by the gods into a fearsome serpent. This tale serves as a cautionary story about the consequences of tampering with the natural order. Physically, the Hinkanyaba is believed to be over 20 feet long and resembles a snake or eel, except for its equine head, which can be that of a horse or a zebra. It's also said to have a horse-like mane on its head and a fin-like mane across its back. The creature is associated with significant supernatural abilities, including the power to attract massive tornadoes during the summer months as it takes flight and switches its fin. It is also linked to the unexplained disappearances of domestic animals. There have been several modern sightings of the Hinkanyaba. For instance, a game ranger reportedly saw the creature in 1962, and a caretaker claimed to have seen it twice in 1974 and 1981. In 1995, Bob Teeny, a restaurant owner, also reported seeing the animal at Hawaii Falls. While some scientists suggest that the Hinkanyaba might be a large species of freshwater eel, locals maintain that it is much larger and the Beast of Busco. The Beast of Busco, also known as Oscar, is a creature from Indiana folklore, specifically from the area around Busco, Indiana. This mysterious creature is said to be an enormous snapping turtle, with reports of it dating back to the late 19th and mid-20th century. The story of the Beast of Busco begins in 1898, when a farmer named Oscar Folk claimed to have seen a giant turtle living in the 7-acre lake on his farm near Busco. Although he shared descendants with others, he was largely dismissed, the matter was dropped. However, the legend resurfaced 50 years later. In July 1948, two Busco citizens, Laura Blue and Charlie Wilson, reported seeing a huge turtle estimated to weigh around 500 pounds, was living on Fall Lake. Gail Harris, who then owned the property, along with other witnesses, also claimed to have seen the creature. These sightings sparked national interest, and the story was widely circulated by the media. The town of Churubusco became the center of attention, as thousands flocked to catch a glimpse of the legendary turtle. Attempts to capture the Beast of Busco were made, including efforts to drain the lake using a female turtle as bait, but all were unsuccessful. The last significant settle occurred when the lake was nearly drained. The turtle allegedly appeared, consuming a full-grown duck in a single bite. Despite the lack of concrete evidence and the failure of various attempts to capture it, the Beast of Busco became a staple of local folklore and has had a lasting impact on the community of Churubusco. The The town celebrates the Churubusco Turtle Days Festival every year, featuring turtle races, parades, and other events in commemoration of the Beast of Busco.
He wants to quiz me instead? What the?
The orang ikan,
Wait,
translated
is
from
this?
Indonesian to fishman, is cryptid associated with the folklore of the Kai Islands in the province of Maluku,
I don't know
Indonesia.
what that.
These islands are known for their white sandy beaches and clear waters, adding a pretty cool backdrop to the mysterious tales. Legend of the orang ikan gained attention during World War II. In 1943,
I
Japanese
messed up.
soldiers stationed in the
No.
area began reporting sightings of
That was
strange
so
creatures
much more
in coastal
fun.
waters. These beings were depicted as resembling humans in the facial
Oh,
features
that's so
and hands,
cool
but with
that it
distinct
even
differences.
got that
They're
depth,
said
in
to be
that
about
depth.
1.5
Literally.
meters with tall, pink skin, spikes on their heads, and a wide mouth similar to that of a carp. Following classical mermaids, the orang ikan reportedly had ordinary human legs instead of fish toes. These creatures were observed swimming in shallow waters near the beaches, and there were instances where they came onto land. One notable account involves Surgeon Taro Huribo, who was called to the village where dead orang ikan was allegedly found. Horibo described the creature as having long dark hair with a reddish tinge, a neck covered with spines, a monkey-like face, and a wide fish mouth filled with sharp teeth, and members between fingers and toes. The body was said to be dotted with strange growths resembling algae. The account of the orang ikan by the Japanese soldiers were not taken seriously though by scientists, mainly because of the lack of photographic evidence. Despite the skepticism, sightings in and around the Kai lagoons reportedly continue to this day. Kalupalik. The Kalupalik is a creature from Inuit mythology, particularly associated with the icy Arctic waters of northern Alaska and Canada. In Inuit folklore, the Kalupalik is described as a child-snatching sea hag or aquatic humanoid. It's described as having scaly, bumpy skin, fins protruding from its neck, back, and torso, webbed clawed hands, and a foul surfer-like smell. Unlike many mythical mermaids, the Kalupalik is not portrayed as attractive, but rather as a fearsome predator. Inuit parents traditionally warn their children about the Kalupalik, especially if they wanted too close to the shore or ice. The Kalupalik was said to emit a distant, eerie humming sound to attract curious children. If a child approached a weak part of the ice, the creature would snatch them and drag them into freezing waters. The stories vary regarding what the Kalupalik actually did to the captured children. Some tales claim to devour them, while others suggest that the creature raised the children as its home in the underwater layer, feeding on their food and innocence to remain immortal. The legend of the Kalupalik might have originated as a cautionary tale to keep Inuit children from wandering too close to dangerous Arctic environments. It served as a tool in parenting to instill fear of the hazardous icy waters and to keep children safe. The Kalupalik has also been featured in various forms of media, including children's books like A Promise is a Promise by Robert Munch and Michael Juriska. Contemporary representations continue to keep the legend alive, both within and outside the Inuit community. Vodyanoi. The Vodyanoi, a cryptid from Slavic mythology, is known for its association with water and mysterious origins. This creature is derived from the Slavic word voda, meaning water. It is often depicted as a malabit spirit. The Vodyanoi enjoys drowning humans, especially those who disregard specific customs such as swimming after sunset or on holy days. In folklore, it's typically shown as an old man, with a green beard and webbed fingers, living in bodies of water like rivers and lakes. This water spirit's depiction varies across Slavic cultures. In Czech and Slavic folklore, it is known as vodnik, while in German tales, it's referred to as Wassermann or Nix. Often represented as a shapeshifter, the Vodyanoi can transform into different forms, including snakes or fish. It's also credited with the ability to control the weather, often being blamed for storms and floods. The Vodyanhoi's counterpart, Vodyanesta, described as a beautiful water maiden with flowing green hair, is sometimes considered its wife. She can manifest in various forms such as a golden fish or a white swan. While generally harmless, she can be mischievous, sabotaging fishing nets and watermill reels. Rituals and offerings, including bread, tobacco, and even animals, are often made to appease these spirits and avoid their wrath. Yakumama. The Yakumama, meaning mother of water, is a legendary sad serpent believed to inhabit the Amazon River and its nearby lagoons. This enormous creature, up to 60 meters in length, is regarded as the protective spirit of these waters.
Basically, it looks like a
Indigenous
dinosaur.
people often describe the Yakumama as a formidable entity responsible for devouring prey and manifesting its presence through giant splashes of water. Fishermen's disappearances in the region have been attributed to this creature, intensifying its fearsome reputation. Yakumama's physical description is pretty astonishing. It's depicted as a thick, muscular serpent with a body length up to 60 meters, covered in dark green or brown scales. The head of Yakumama is said to be as large as a small bowl, featuring glowing red eyes and razor-sharp teeth. While there's no scientific evidence of Yakumama's existence, it's speculated that its legend might be based on sightings of large snakes, like the green anaconda, which is known to reach significant sizes, but not nearly as large as the Yakumama. The serpent is deeply woven into the cultural fabric of the Amazonian people, symbolizing the balance between man and nature. It's often featured in their art, music, and dance, adding its significance in Amazonian heritage. Yakumama is not just a cryptid, but a symbol, reminding the importance of preserving the natural world. In folklore, Yakumama is known for its powerful abilities, including captivating its prey with its gaze and controlling weather elements like rain and storms. Offering of foods and alcohol are made to appease Yakumama, especially by local fishermen and inhabitants of the Amazon basin. The legend of Yakumama also includes tales of its interactions with humans, often with dramatic consequences. For example, a man traveling down the Napo River with his family encountered Yakumama during a storm. Despite prayers and offerings, Yakumama consumed his cargo and livestock, leaving the man to return to his village with nothing but his life. So that ends the video. Let me know if you guys like this more longer video, and please drop some feedback in the comments on things you think I can improve on. Anyways, thank you for watching, and have a nice day. Bye. So imagine a creature that lived millions and millions of years ago, when Earth's whole structure and climate was completely different, still possibly out there, or a form of it, is both really interesting and terrifying at the same time. Whether it's accounts of witnessing living raptors or the greatest lizard to have ever existed, welcome to the prehistoric cryptid iceberg. Alright, let's get straight into the video now with the first entry of Tier 1. Megalania. The Megalania, known scientifically as Megalania prisca, or
Sounds like a fucking Pokemon.
was a colossal monitor lizard that roamed Australia during the Pleistocene epoch, which was roughly from 2.6 million to 11,700 years ago. At 35 feet in length and weighing up to 8,300 pounds, it represents the largest terrestrial lizard to have ever existed. It belonged to the clade Toxicofera and shared the characteristic of having venom-secreting oral glands with other reptiles. Aboriginal cave paintings and oral traditions vividly recount encounters with this predator. These depictions and stories often portray the Megalania as a really destructive force, which I bet it was. The thing is though, some paintings are believed to be less than 10,000 years old, which would be way after its supposed extinction date, with it being about just 40,000 years ago. Peter Hancock, who is an author who specializes in Aboriginal lore,
They're running away
recounts
from me?
tales of
That means that I'm
encounters
overpowered.
with other formidable creatures, including great white sharks. This recent dating of narratives has led some, like cryptozoologist Rex Gilroy, to speculate that the Megalania may have survived into more recent times. Gilroy also points to historical accounts of modern sightings as evidence that Megalania, or possibly even a similar giant lizard, might still exist hidden in Australia's vast wilderness. He even managed to cast plaster tracks from a reported sighting in 1979, suggesting the
Navi
presence
touch.
of a large, unknown lizard in that area.
Navi hush.
The likelihood of Megalania's survival to warrant
Navi.
because of the necessity of a substantial breeding population. However, discoveries related to Komodo dragons, such as their ability to reproduce through parthenogenesis, offer some pretty interesting possibilities for what the survival mechanisms of their ancient relatives. This discovery has led some to reconsider the size of a viable breeding population for such creatures. Also, on the topic of the Komodo dragon, which is essentially like a smaller version of the Megalania, shows itself on the street to the Western world until the early 20th century, showing the potential for other giant lizards to possibly remain undetected. Georgia Rapture. In a remarkable encounter on July 25, 2008, in Georgia, an 18-year-old and his grandfather, while on a deer hunting trip, reported seeing a creature strikingly similar to the raptors from the Jurassic Park films we all know and love. This event, taking place in the dense woods of their private land, involved coming across an animal that mirrored descriptions of a troodontid, a type of dinosaur known for its agility and distinctive physical features. According to their account, the creature emerged from the underbush onto a rocky path, approximately 150 yards ahead. It possessed a long, rigid tail, stood on two legs, and had noticeably short arms, complete with a significant claw on each foot and smaller claws on its arms. Describing it as lizard-like, the witnesses were astounded by its presence, given that such creatures were believed to have existed millions of years ago. That is pretty insane to think about though, seeing a raptor in the modern day, especially considering how terrifying encountering a dinosaur might be. Anyways, choosing caution over curiosity, they remained motionless to avoid attracting the creature's attention. It appeared to be assessing its environment, sniffing the air before eventually retreating into the foliage. This encounter left him convinced of the existence of undiscovered creatures, challenging the confines of our known and established scientific knowledge. Dodo. The dodo bird, scientifically known as Rhapis gaudilatus, once inhabited Mauritius's remote island, believed to have become extinct by the late 17th century due to human activities. This bird, standing about 3 feet tall, with a distinctive 9-inch hooked bill, stout yellow legs, and a tuft of curly feathers at its rear, evolved in an environment free from natural predators. This lack of threat led to its inability to fly, as its sternum couldn't support flight, and its wings diminished over time. The dodo's diet consisted mainly of berries and ground-level vegetation, and it nested on the ground. The arrival of humans, though, and other animals like dogs, pigs, cats, and rats introduced new predators to the dodo's environment, which, coupled with habitat destruction, led to its decline. While the last confirmed sighting of the dodo was in 1662, debates over its exact extinction date persist, with estimates ranging from 1662 to as late as 1693. Initially dismissed as a myth by the 19th century, the discovery of dodo bones renewed interest in the bird, challenging previous notions of its existence. Despite being classified as extinct, occasional claims of dodo sightings from uninhabited islands around Mauritius have definitely emerged, suggesting a possibility, however slim, of its continued existence in isolation. These sightings, though, have yet to be substantiated, and most experts simply agree on the dodo's extinction. Also, a notable hoax in 2015 involving a video purportedly showing a live dodo in Costa Rica was actually debunked, showing how it's still ongoing and the fascination is still there.
New Pure Leaf Blackberry Iced Tea is bursting with brilliant blackberry flavor that tastes very
Still ongoing and the fascination is still there. River dinos. Cryptid enthusiasts and researchers have long been fascinated by reports of reptilian creatures inhabiting various regions across the United States, particularly in the American West. Dubbed river dinos, among other names, these cryptids are believed to be remnants of prehistoric times that have somehow managed to survive into the modern era. Descriptions and sightings of these mysterious creatures have been reported in the Four Corners region, as well as in Ohio, Kentucky, Texas, and Georgia, suggesting a wider distribution than previously thought. Characterized by their bipedal stance, river dinos are said to stand about 3 feet tall, with arm-like appendages where forelegs would typically be found. Witnesses describe these creatures as moving swiftly and gracefully, often associated with wet environments, which led to the name river dino. One of the earliest recorded sightings was by a couple in Arizona who claimed to have come across the carcass of an unknown reptilian creature. Another notable encounter involves a woman from the Mesa Verde area of Colorado who observed an animal that didn't match any known lizard species and seemed incapable of surviving the local winter climate. Additionally, a mother-daughter driving to Colorado in 2001 reported seeing a creature that resembled a cross between a bird and a dinosaur, lacking feathers and possessing a long neck and skinny legs. Despite the fascination with river dinos, though, skeptics argue that the sightings can be attributed to misidentifications or hoaxes. However, the consistency of reports over the years has kept the possibility of their existence alive in the minds of cryptozoologists. Tier 2. Amali. The Amali, a cryptid reminiscent of prehistoric dinosaurs, has reports of its presence in the lakes of Gabon, Africa. This creature, sharing similarities with the more popular Mokele-mbembe and the Nyamala, is described as an amphibious creature adorned with 3 claws on each of its feet, leaving behind footprints comparable to the size of a frying pan. The Amali, alongside the Jaguanini, another aquatic cryptid, reportedly inhabits the same waters, exhibiting a peculiar behavior of breaking ivory trees. This creature first entered the view of cryptozoological lore through the adventures of Alfred Aloysius Trader Horn in the early 1880s. Horn claims to have discovered a cave painting of an Amali, which he then allegedly sent to U.S. President Ulysses S. Grant, despite the timeline suggesting this occurred after Grant's presidency. According to local lore, the last sightings trace back to the 17th century, leading to speculation that the Amali may now be extinct, with only the stories of what ancestors witnessed remaining. Theories about the Amali's existence range from it being a surviving population of sauropods, a case of misidentification, or even possibly a new species of large reptile mistaken for a dinosaur because of its significant size and long neck. Also, the existence of migami mammoths and descendants from Pliocene and the Oligocene species supports the possibility of smaller species surviving longer than their larger counterparts. Lone Pine Mountain Devil. The Lone Pine Mountain Devil, a creature of North American folklore, is often described as a venomous, winged predator bearing resemblance to ancient microraptors. Its legend is deeply rooted in the lore of the American Southwest and northern Mexico, where it said to inhabit remote forests. Characterized as a bat-like cryptid, the creature reportedly possesses multiple layers of deadly fangs and talons, invoking images of prehistoric winged theropods, but with some venomous capabilities. The origin of the Lone Pine Mountain Devil traces back to Native American times, with the creature allegedly acting as a guardian of nature, targeting those who desecrate the wilderness. The most significant account, though, occurred in 1878, involving a group of Spanish settlers whose celebration in the Sierra Nevada mountains turned tragic. According to a surviving priest's journal, winged demons, as he quoted, descended upon the settlers in a horrific attack, sparing only the priest who recounted the tale as a divine punishment for their sins. Despite its fearsome reputation, the Lone Pine Mountain Devil's existence remains within the realm of folklore and misidentification, with the scientific community dismissing it as a combination of legend and confusion over real animals. Also, sightings significantly dwindled after the early 20th century, coinciding with population growth in Southern California. Recent years have seen a resurgence of reported encounters, yet these claims often lack credible evidence. The legend was further examined in a 2021 documentary by the Crash Course Cryptozoology YouTube channel, which suggested the myth might have originated from an internet hoax. Despite this, though, the Lone Pine Mountain Devil continues to captivate the imagination as a symbol of nature's retribution against human encroachment, embodying the mysteries that might still exist in the wild corners of the world. Murray. The Murray is a mysterious cryptid reported from Papua New Guinea, described as a large, dinosaur-like creature with a lifestyle that suggests both bipedal and amphibious traits. This creature, measuring around 6 feet in width, is distinguished by its massive legs, resembling palm tree trunks, a long neck, and a slender tail, alongside a unique set of the largest triangular scoops on its back. Its skin is crocodile-like, and its head bears resemblance to large-eyed bovine, complete with impressively long teeth. The legend of the Murray has been part of local lore since it was first seen by native villagers and later by two missionaries. Its reputation as a potentially surviving T-Rex-like dinosaur has sparked curiosity and fear alike, especially following reports of the creature preying on dogs, which led to a significant search party involving policemen and villagers that ultimately yielded no concrete evidence of its existence. In the year 2000, the intrigue surrounding the Murray was reignited by reports from missionaries armed with paleontology books visiting the Lake Murray region. Their attempt to validate the cryptid's existence through comparisons with known dinosaur imagery reportedly agitated local
I'm gonna
natives.
try to fuck him up.
Another sighting came in June 2013 by an individual playing tennis, which just added to the creature's mysterious lore, and we still don't know too much about it. Mount Kansen Dragon Snake. Mount Kansen Dragon Snake is a creature from Indonesia and is known to be a formidable creature terrorizing nearby villages from its cave on Mount Kansen in the Lampung province. Described as a dragon or living pterosaur, it has been a source of fear for years, with locals attributing the disappearance of small children and babies to this creature. It's depicted with a horse-like head, serpent body, and two wings, differing from the typical Asian dragon's concept. Despite efforts to trap it by blocking its cave entrance, its existence remains a topic of legend and speculation. The creature's activities were normally documented in Jijak Mysterious, which is an Indonesian
Nabi, hush your mouth. Hey,
accounts such as from Dauka, an elder in the village,
calm down, girl. Lay down.
as a predator of small children, suggesting it's seen as actually a living creature rather than a mythical or supernatural being. Efforts to contain the creature by sealing its cave were a desperate measure to end its reign of terror, leading many villagers to leave the area. While cats and dragons today could represent a case of misidentification though, or folklore, blending elements of real animals with mythological dragons. Some speculate it might even be a jinn, capable of shapeshifting, or a living relic from the age of dinosaurs, like a Dimorphodon. Regardless of its true nature, though, the Mudcats and Dragons today embody the deep-rooted fear and fascination with the unknown that still persists in a lot of small communities. Alright, on to tier 3, Boronjor. The Boronjor, a creature that comes from Australian lore, is often described as a dinosaur-like being, which evokes some images of Tyrannosaurus rex, or possibly descendants of Megaraptors. This cryptid, deeply rooted in Aboriginal mythology, is said to be a massive lizard around 20 to 20 feet long, with small clawed hands and capable of bipedal movement. Its existence is primarily supported by accounts from the 1950s, where ranchers reported a large bipedal creature preying on their livestock, with Aboriginal tales depicting the creature with a diet that included kangaroos and other large animals. The most recent documented encounter with a Boronjor, when a family traveling near Roper River claimed to have seen a 20-foot-long, feather-covered monster. Another notable report from 1978 involves Brian Clark, who, while lost in the woods, was part of an incident that led to speculation about the creature's existence due to mysterious, loud, and ground-shaking noises heard by rescuers. Despite the lack of new sightings in over 3 decades, the Boronjor continues to captivate the imagination, with some believing it could have gone extinct if it ever existed. This cryptid also finds itself at the center of debates among proponents of young Earth creationism, who see it as evidence supporting their views. The mystery of the Boronjor still remains though, with only ancient Aboriginal cave paintings, fossil footprints, and the tales of history to possibly hint at the existence of Australia's only dinosaur, Arzamasian monster. In 1719, a mysterious creature, later dubbed the Arzamasian monster, plummeted from the skies following a severe storm in Arzamas, Russia. Upon discovering the carcass, local officials adhered to an edict from Peter the Great, which mandated the forwarding of any unusual finds to St. Petersburg, Queenstamera, for scientific examination. The decree underscored the notion that such anomalies were not products of supernatural forces, but of nature itself. The creature was meticulously measured and described by the finders, noted its significant size, including features resembling both aquatic and avian animals, and fierce yet lifeless gaze. Efforts to preserve the find involved submerging the carcass in a wine-filled barrel intended to transport to the Queenstamera. Unfortunately though, the barrel, along with the remains of the Arzamasian monster, vanished en route, leaving behind only descriptions and speculations about its true nature. Descriptions of the monster suggest a length of 7.5 meters from snout to tail, and bat-like wings extending 7 meters, and pike-like teeth larger and more twisted than any known fish. Its tail measured an impressive 3 meters, and its limbs bore eagle-like talons, though on a much grander scale. The creature's eyes, though lifeless, were described as fiercely penetrating. Theories about the Arzamasian monster's identity range from a large pterosaur, a pelycosaur, or even an undiscovered species. The least likely hypothesis, though, says it was a Spinosaurus. The disappearance, though, of the creature's remains and the lack of any physical evidence makes it hard and has left the Arzamasian monster still shrouded in mystery. Any physical evidence makes it hard and has left the Arzamasian monster still shrouded in mystery. Ropin. The Ropin is a fascinating cryptid believed to inhabit the regions of Papua New Guinea and Indonesia's Papua province. Described as a demon fly, it's often depicted as resembling a pterosaur or a large bat. The term Ropin itself originates from local language, referring to a sizable nocturnal creature that emits a brief glow as it traverses the night sky. The lore surrounding the Ropin is rich too, with some local narratives painting it as a creature of folklore, embodying both physical and spiritual attributes. However, there are those who firmly believe in its existence, describing it as a large, bat-like creature, sometimes with features reminiscent of pterosaurs, which were known for their long tails and wing structure. The ropen's diet is primarily said to consist of fish, though there are unsettling tales of consuming human remains, suggesting a tendency towards grave robbing. Also, contrary to some claims that the ropen's existence was concocted by creationists, its first reported sighting dates back to 1935 by the esteemed biologist Evelyn Cheeseman, a proponent of evolution. Cheeseman's observations introduced the ropen to the scientific community, although she initially encountered it as unexplained aerial lights during her research in New Guinea, well before the concept of a living pterosaur entered popular discourse. The debate over the ropen's true nature continues though, with some suggesting it might be a misunderstood species of bat, such as the flying foxes known for their aggressive wingspan, or even a type of bird like the frigid bird. Others, however, entertain the possibility that actually represents the surviving lineage of pterosaurs, particularly those resembling the Rhamphorhynchidae family, known for the distinctive tail shapes. This speculation is fueled by various accounts and expeditions seeking the ropen, alongside reports of similar mysterious lights and creatures in the region, which still remain unexplained by local mythology or scientific understanding. Manaus pterosaur. The Manaus pterosaur is a cryptid reported sighting in the vicinity of Manaus, in the Amazon state of Brazil.
Kilala,
This
don't be
creature
weird.
is described as having a wingspan of approximately 12 feet, featuring flat heads, long beaks, and elongated necks, with wings that are ribbed, resembling brown leather and apparently lacking any feather. These creatures were observed flying in a V formation, a behavior noted by J. Emerson in 1947, spreading curiosity and speculation about their true nature. Several theories have been proposed regarding the identity of the Manaus pterosaur. Some suggest it could be a misidentification of large native Brazilian birds such as the jabiru, Margari stork, or wood stork, which are known for their significant size and distinctive appearance. Another possibility, though, is that these sightings could be attributed to pelicans, which are known to fly in V formation. However, the more intriguing and controversial theory posits that the Manaus pterosaur could be, by its name, a specimen of pterosaurs. This theory is met with skepticism, though, because of the discrepancies in the descriptions of the pterosaur's anatomy, particularly the absence of microfibers, which are filament-like structures present on many ancient reptiles, including pterosaurs. Critics argue that the descriptions of the Manaus pterosaur align too closely with outdated representations of pterosaurs, casting doubt on the veracity of these sightings. Niger fire spitter. The Niger fire spitter, a cryptogrammatic of dinosaurs or dragons, was reported in Arlo, Niger in 1984. This creature, which was described in a unique encounter, sparked intrigue because of its distinctive characteristics and the mysterious circumstances surrounding its sighting. Local uranium miners reportedly encountered the fire spitter, leading to a confrontation where it was allegedly shot by armed soldiers. The primary source
Not
of
afraid of us,
information
we're not afraid of
was
it.
is actually an email from an individual whose survey claimed to have witnessed the creature, adding the apparent state to the tail. Described as possessing a long neck and tail with a head similar to a crocodile's, the Niger fire spitter reportedly had skin tough like an elephant's, spines along its back, and large claw feet reminiscent of an ostrich's tracks. The creature's coloration was said to blend with the sand, marked with small black and white spots. When granted, it was reported to solidify by its blackness, a detail that significantly contributes to its mythical dragon-like image. The credibility of the Niger fire spitter's existence, though, is met with skepticism, primarily because of the anecdotal nature of its discovery and the absence of additional corroborating evidence. Despite this, the story raises potential questions of a discovered species in Niger. Mostly, the description was provided before the discovery of Spinosaurus as a quadrupedal dinosaur, which has an interesting layer to the tail, suggesting the serpent's account might not have been influenced by contemporary scientific illustrations or knowledge. This detail, along with the local traditions of fire spitters in African cultures, where masculine myths often embody powerful, supernatural creatures, provides a fascinating cultural context to the creature's description. However, though, the most plausible explanation for the Niger fire spitter leads towards misidentification with known wildlife, or other land reptiles native to the region. This doesn't really explain the fire-breathing part though, but that's basically the theory out there. Alright, tier 4, New Guinean Iguanodon. The New Guinean Iguanodon, also known as the Papuan Iguanodon, is a cryptid resembling a dinosaur, with reports of its presence emanating from the rainforest in Tingamaramaru village in Papua New Guinea. This creature first captured public attention, especially after being featured in the television show Destination Truth. Reports of this creature date back to at least 1999, with sightings describing it as a large, dinosaur-like reptile, stirring renewed interest in the possibility of prehistoric creatures surviving in modern times. For instance, in 2004, reports emerged from near Raboa, describing a 3-meter tall creature with a grayish color, a head similar to a dog's, and a tail similar to a crocodile's. Witnesses, including a villager named Kristen Sami, recounted their terror upon encountering this huge and ugly-looking animal as quoted, which was likened in size to a 900-liter water tank. Despite search by police and villagers, the creature remained elusive, leading to speculation about its nature and existence. Comparatively, a sighting in 1999 near Lake Murray detailed a creature of significant size, with a long neck and tail, walking on 2 hind legs, and possessing sharp, finger-like teeth, like we talked about earlier. Its skin was comparable to that of a crocodile's, complete with triangle troops on its back. Both sightings drew parallels to dinosaurs, specifically in their size, appearance, and crocodile-like features, prompting discussions on whether these observations could indeed be that of a dinosaur, possibly a hadrosaur or iguanodon. Iguanodon, which was one of the first dinosaurs to be discovered, was a large bipedal plant eater that inhabited swampy areas, making it a plausible candidate for these sightings given Papua New Guinea's similar environments. However, the dietary habits described in some reports, such as the alleged consumption of dogs, raise questions about the accuracy of identifying these creatures as iguanodons, which were actually herbivores. Another theory, though, posits the existence of a lower theropod dinosaur, aligning with the description of shark teeth and carnivorous behavior. However, though the sizes of known theropods in the region don't entirely match the dimensions provided by eyewitnesses, leaving the true nature of the beginning iguanodon shrouded in mystery. Leaving the true nature of the beginning iguanodon shrouded in mystery. Cocaina predator. The cocaina predator became the subject of widespread speculation and intrigue when its carcass washed ashore in New Zealand in June 2014. Found on the beach in Bay of Plenty by beachgoers on four-wheel vehicles, this mysterious and decomposing remains sparked immediate debate and curiosity about its origins, with some suggesting it was a creature from prehistoric times. Measured about 9 meters in length, equipped with large teeth and rudimentary flippers, the find left many puzzled about what kind of animal it could be. The discovery quickly caught the public's imagination, especially after a video of the so-called monster was posted on YouTube, asking viewers for their theories on the creature's identity. Suggestions range widely, from a saltwater crocodile to a giant moray eel, reflecting the mysterious nature of the find. However, marine mammal expert Anton van Helden weighed in on the debate, proposing a more scientific explanation. He suggested that the remains most likely belonged to a killer whale, based on its characteristics. Despite this rational explanation, though, the initial discovery fueled a wide array of speculations, including the possibility of it being a surviving zooplanet
What
versus a
the
prehistoric
fuck
whale.
is that?
Pamela Natuka. Pamela Natuka, whose name translates to elephant killer in the Lingala language, is a creature rumored to inhabit the Congo Basin, extending its presence possibly into Cameroon. Described as an elephant-sized beast with a formidable horn on its snout, this cryptid is reputed for its aggressive behavior, notably its tendency to attack and kill elephants, buffaloes, and hippos. It's said that the local populace fears it for its ferocity, placing it among the most daunting creatures in local folklore. Characterized by its brownish to green skin, Nabla Natuka resembles a rhinoceros in shape, including a single long horn, which is subject of many speculation. This horn's composition, whether it be bone, ivory, or keratin, remains a mystery, complicating efforts to classify the creature under the known carnivore groups. Its reported semi-aquatic lifestyle and herbivorous diet, primarily consisting of malleable plants, adds layers to its mystery, painting a picture of a complex being that eludes simple explanation. Historical accounts of the island of Tuka date back to the early 20th century, with various expeditions and local testimonies contributing to its legend. Notably, Dr. Roy P. Mako's expeditions in the 1980s provided a significant boost to its notoriety in the cryptozoological community. Despite the lack of concrete evidence, though, such as physical remains or photographic documentation, Nabla Natuka continues to captivate the imagination of both cryptozoologists and adventurers. Arika Monster. The Riga monster is a creature that's said to dwell in the vast and unforgiving expanse of Chile's Atacama Desert, which is the driest desert on Earth. The This cryptid, described as bearing a resemblance to both a dromaeosaur, a type of fast and agile dinosaur, and a kangaroo, has been the subject of sporadic sightings, particularly by motorists navigating the road that connects Loquigi and Arica. Reports describe a bipedal entity, approximately 6 feet tall, with sharp teeth and 3-toed footprints, indicative of its predatory nature. In 2004, an encounter involving several members of a large Spanish family detailed an alarming confrontation with 4 creatures that wore dog-like faces and cat-like bodies, an account that adds to the mystery and complexity surrounding this creature. The frequency of sightings in that year alone suggests that if real, the Arica monster might not be a solitary creature, but part of a group of species residing in the desert. Speculation about the Arica monster's true nature though varies widely. Some suggest it could be surviving a dinosaur, a theory that tantalizes enthusiasts of prehistoric life and suggests a remarkable case of a living fossil. Others propose it might be similar to a Ramos, a large flightless bird that once roamed South America, or perhaps a Shugosaur worked off in the Jurassic period, given its described physical traits and historical biodiversity of events. Another intriguing hypothesis suggests it might be polydilopomorph, a group of ancient South American mammals, further expanding the potential explanations for its identity. The sightings and subsequent theories regarding the Arica monster have not only captivated the local population, but also attracted the attention of the global cryptozoological community, featuring in investigations by the Destination Truth team and speculative discussions in cryptozoology circles. Despite the desert's harsh conditions, which makes sustained life challenging, the possibility of an undiscovered species or prehistoric survivor in such a remote area continues to fuel debates and expeditions. Undiscovered species or prehistoric survivor in such a remote area continues to fuel debates and expeditions. Yeren. The Yeren, also referred to as China's Bigfoot, is a cryptid reputed to inhabit the remote mountainous regions of China, with a significant number of sightings reported from Hubei province. This creature, also known by various names such as Yeren, Yifrin, Chinese wildman, or man monkey, is described as having reddish brown hair, with some rare sightings of white-haired specimens suggesting albinism or advanced age within the species. Standing 6 to 8 feet tall and some extraordinary claims up to 12 feet, the Yeren's physical description aligns with that of a large primate, bearing a large jaw and a human-like head shape distinct from other known apes. Over 400 individuals have reportedly encountered the Yeren, prompting investigations by the Chinese government to uncover the truth behind these sightings. Despite the collection of footprints and hair samples, concrete evidence eluding scientific confirmation keeps the Yeren within the realms of legend and cryptozoology, much like its Himalayan counterpart, the Yeti, and North America's Sasquatch. The Yeren is generally described as peaceful too, often avoiding human interaction. However, an intriguing report from 1980 detailed a woman's claim of being kidnapped by Yeren, resulting in a pregnancy that bore an offspring with psychological traits of both humans and apes. This tale, even though it's sensational, contributes to the mystery surrounding the Yeren and fuels speculation about its actual existence. Cryptozoologists and enthusiasts have proposed several theories regarding the Yeren's identity, ranging from it being a surviving Gigantopithecus, a massive prehistoric ape, to a new species of ground-dwelling bipedal orangutan indigenous to mainland Asia. Others speculate that the Yeren could be closely related to humans, possibly representing a relative population of an ancient hominid species such as Homo erectus or Neanderthals, adapting to secluded environments in China's mountainous terrains. Tier 5. Mguo and Bamboo. The Mguo and Bamboo, a creature shrouded in mystery and known only from a singular report, is said to inhabit the western regions of Cameroon, Africa. Unlike the more frequently discussed Magella and Membe, which shares its geographic location, the Mguo and Bamboo presents a distinctly different set of characteristics according to local descriptions. This cryptid is described as a herbivorous behemoth, with a head reportedly as large as that of a fully grown hippopotamus. Its body is said to be shiny black and it possesses a head reminiscent of a seal's, though flattened from top to bottom, indicating a unique physical structure among known animals. The creature's roar is described as gurgling, a detail that adds to the nature of its reported presence. Its semi-aquatic habits, as inferred from the singular account of it emerging from an aquatic cave to lunge at the water's surface, suggests a lifestyle that bridges land and water habitats. The creature's interactions with its environment, particularly its aggressive behavior towards hippos without consuming them, have led to speculation about its diet and ecological role. Such behavior could potentially explain the absence of hippos in the region, hinting at a hinting at a complex ecological dynamic. Speculation about the nature of the acorn bamboo though ranges from it being a surviving species of prehistoric marine reptile or mammal, possibly a seal or a large crocodile, to more fantastical theories involving extinct genera such as Paratherium or Moeritherium. The latter, an extinct aquatic mammal from North and West Africa, has been mentioned due to similarities in the head's described shape, suggesting a potential connection or misidentification. Chickjarni. The Chickjarni is a mythical creature reputed to reside on Aldous Island in the Bahamas. Described as a bird-like being, particularly resembling an owl, it stands out in folklore for its distinctive features and the superstition surrounding it. According to legend, the Chickjarni is furry, feathered, approximately 3 feet tall, and possesses 3 fingers, 3 toes, and striking red eyes. Local lore suggests that encounters with the Chickjarni can significantly affect an individual's fortune. Treating a Chickjarni with kindness is believed to bring good luck, while disrespecting it or harming the creature is said to result in bad luck and misfortune. This belief underscored the Chickjarni's deep-rooted presence in the cultural fabric of Andros Island, with sightings reported up to the modern date, keeping the legend alive within the community. The origins of the Chickjarni tales have been linked by scholars to the prehistoric Phantom Pollens, which was a large, flightless species of barn owl that once inhabited Andros. Standing about 1 meter tall, Phantom Pollens closely matches the descriptions of the Chickjarni, suggesting the legend may have a basis in real, historical encounters with this now extinct bird. Although Phantom Pollens is believed to have survived until the arrival of settlers in the 16th century, who then cleared much of the eastern Andros forest, it's speculated that the species might have persisted in the island's western regions, possibly explaining the debris reports of the creature. Gitmo bird. The Gitmo bird, also known as the Guantanamo Bay pterosaur by some, represents one of the most mysterious cryptids reported in the Caribbean, specifically within the southeastern end of Cuba. Sightings of this creature has sparked debates among cryptozoologists and enthusiasts alike, with accounts dating back to 1965 and as recent as 1990. Descriptions of the Gitmo bird vary, but it's generally portrayed as a large, bird-like or pterosaur-like creature, raising questions about its true identity and whether it could be a surviving species of prehistoric life or a misidentified known animal. One of the more compelling sightings come from Patty Carson in 1975, who described encountering a large, featherless winged creature near the Guantanamo Bay Naval Base. This creature was said to be as tall as a man, with a multitude of small, needle-like teeth and a long tail ending in a diamond shape. Patty's brother, Tom Carson, reported a separate sighting of the creature in 1966, further adding to the mystery. Also, another notable report comes from U.S. Marine Eskin Cook in 1971, who claimed to have seen 2 creatures resembling pterodactyls while stationed at the base. These accounts are intriguing, especially considering the isolation of Guantanamo Bay and Cuba's extensive coral reefs
Alexa,
and
set a
forests,
timer
which could
for
potentially harbor
8
undiscovered
a.m.
species. The legend of the Gitmo bird is also sometimes mixed with the Santeria religion, a secret faith that developed in Cuba among enslaved Africans. The secret story from this tradition speaks of a warrior named Wachosi who was tasked with capturing a rare mystical bird, further embedding the concept of extraordinary alien creatures in local lore. Theories about the Gitmo bird's identity may favor being a surviving pterosaur similar to the oak in Papua New Guinea, or possibly the extinct Cuban ivory-billed woodpecker, which was held to have disappeared in the late 1980s, while its calls were reportedly heard in the late 1990s. Some suggest this could be the case because of the shared similarities between the crest and similar features. Dragons of Rabka. The dragons of Rabka are a series of cryptids reported to have existed in the vicinity of Rabka Zazors in Poland, particularly in the Gorse Mountains of the Western Biscuits. Last sighted in 1987, these creatures are depicted in legends and some historical accounts as bipedal, lizard-like beings of human size. Characterized by their lizard-like appearance, these cryptids were described as large and formidable, capable of moving on two legs, which is reminiscent of the bipedal stance associated with dinosaurs. They were known for their aggressive behavior, particularly towards animals, posing a significant threat to local shepherds' livestock, and even capable of killing wolves, a testament to their formidable nature. Interestingly, these creatures were reported to be active primarily from spring to autumn, suggesting a period of inactivity or hibernation during the winter months, a behavior that isn't typically associated with reptiles but might indicate adaptation to local climate. The habitat of these creatures was the forested and mountainous terrains of the Gorse Mountains, where they were said to dwell in the caves and burrows near hot springs. This specific environment, coupled with the region's unique geological features, might have supported their survival, offering a secluded refuge and could potentially hide such creatures from widespread human detection. Several theories have been proposed to explain the existence of the dragons of Rabka. One theory suggests they could be surviving remnants of prehistoric life, such as dinosaurs, that managed to persist in this isolated area because of its unique microclimate. Another theory posits that these reports could be the result of mass hysteria with legends created to explain away or embellish encounters with ordinary wildlife, or to serve as cautionary tales. The detailed descriptions of these creatures by local villagers, however, remain a curious element, suggesting either a remarkable coincidence with known dinosaurian features or the possibility of an undiscovered species having inspired these legends. Despite the fascination and speculation surrounding the dragons of Rapka, their existence still remains unconfirmed, with no physical evidence such as bones or fossils found to substantiate the claims. The last thing occurred in 1987, and the absence of further encounters suggests that if such creatures did exist, they've either gone extinct or migrated to a different region, possibly because of environmental changes or increasing human activity in the area.
Hyundai Palisade versus Ford Explorer. Look what Palisade has, and what Explorer doesn't.
Or migrated to a different region, possibly because of environmental changes or increasing human activity in the area. Alright, on to the last tier now, tier 6, Ponic. The Ponic is a mysterious creature reported to inhabit Lake Bahinagabuk in Canada. With over 1,000 sightings to its name, the descriptions of the Ponic vary significantly, though many reports converge on a few intriguing characteristics. Witnesses have described the Ponic as a massive creature measuring between 35 to 60 feet in length, equipped with 2 or 3 humps, a sail-like extension along its spine, flippers, and barrel-like neck, and a head shape reminiscent of a horse. The history of the Ponic sightings dates back to 1873, with notable observations by individuals such as Louis Berube, a lumberjack who reported seeing a huge fish in the lake, and Benoit Lavassieux, who described a 25 to 30 feet long creature emerging from and then diving back into the water. The opening of a new road across Lake Bohinigamon in 1933 increased the frequency of sightings, as it allowed more people to observe the lake and potentially the Ponic. Among the recurrent sightings, Father Leopold Plante's encounter in 1957 stands out, where he witnessed a black entity with 2 arms suddenly appearing before diving into the lake's depths. Similarly, in 1981, Mrs. Sylvie Diarola Lavoie reported seeing something large moving beneath the water's surface. More recently, though, Father Calix Berube observed a dorsal finback creature appearing and disappearing in the afternoon light. The true nature of the Ponic still remains a mystery, though, and theories regarding its identity range widely. These theories include a large yet unidentified species of fish, a surviving nothosaur, which is a type of prehistoric marine reptile, a giant otter, or even a classical sea serpent. Chipekwe. The Chipekwe is a cryptid that comes from Lake Benwelu in Zambia. This term, derived from the Bemba language and roughly translating to monster, encompasses at least 3 distinct entities reported in the region, one of which bears a striking resemblance to the Mlanatuka from the Republic of the Congo, which we mentioned earlier. Misidentified in the past through photographs such as the Casa Rex picture by Franz W. Grobler, the Chipekwe's lore intertwines with the mystery and allure of living dinosaurs. The origins of the Chipekwe myth trace back to European explorers' first encounters with Central African legends, fueled by local tales around Lake Benwelu. These stories suggest the absence of hippos in the lake, attributed to a hippo-consuming entity that seldom left the water. Intrigued by such accounts, an approachment painting depicting a dinosaur-like creature, Silverwater called Anubek wrote that the Chipekwe might be a surviving sauropod, sparking numerous explanations, though many were thwarted by disease. Further accounts by European settlers like J.E. Hughes added layers to the Chipekwe's legend, with reports of large, unseen creatures causing disturbances in the lake, and tragic encounters leading to loss of local hunters. Descriptions varied from smooth, dark-bodied animals with powerful horns to the shaggy, large being with fangs, suggesting the diversity in the Chipekwe's portrayal that ranges from dinosaur figures to mythical water. A notable sighting in 1954 by Alan Brignall mentioned a creature with a small head and long neck, distinct from the previous descriptions and adding to the mysterious nature of the Chipekwe. Despite the weird accounts and theories, including suggestions that the Chipekwe be misidentified aggressive hippos, the creature remains an interesting figure in cryptozoology, combining the mystery and unexplored wilderness of Africa. With the work of researchers like Bernard Hillermans and Laura P. Backel, the Chipekwe continues to fascinate, representing the endless possibilities of undiscovered life on Earth. Dolly Show. Dolly Shoe is a creature rumored to inhabit Central Africa, particularly noted in the regions of Cameroon, the Republic of the Congo, Zimbabwe, and Zambia. This cryptid is often described as a colossal bat or flying reptile, with only images of prehistoric pterosaurs. The term Horatio is believed to originate from the Niccolo language combining home, meaning large or gigantic, and Natia, referring to a flying creature. This creature is traditionally associated with ceremonial dance masks that depict demons, suggesting a cultural link to the supernatural or demonic rather than to a specific biological entity. In the realm of popular culture, the Lescio has captured the imagination of audiences through its depiction of the Lost Tape series as a cave demon and its portrayal as a giant bat originating from the Tora Bora caves in Afghanistan, which diverges from the African lore. Additionally, it appears in the video game The Secret Saturdays Beast of the Fifth Sun as a humanoid ally, and is mentioned in Metal Gear Solid Peace Walker, where the character Chico proposes the Alessio as proof of the continued existence of pterosaurs. The Alessio is reputed to possess a wingspan ranging from 6 to 12 feet, with a body cloaked in black and wings that may appear dark brown or red under different lights. Its lower jaw is armed with